Hey, how we doing tonight, guys?
Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what's up, Louise? All right, just gotta change the host name over right now. Yeah, everybody's pretty early in the games here, so we'll go ahead and get set up. All right, so what's the chain we got going right here? Escanopoda Sertan Puto Hermano. I wish I understood this language, but it looks pretty cool. Ah, King coming in, giving Messix the timeout. Love it. Messix is awesome, though. Okay, Heist is a pretty good pace here. 81 lines, 420,000. This is 600,000 transition territory. Definitely want to keep an eye out on Heist here. Heist having a 709,000 kicker so far, so this would be really, really good if for Heist to have a chance to improve it. Still pretty good here. 89 lines, 446. That's still 650,000 transition territory, as long as not a whole lot more burns come in. Burb, 317 is 77 lines. That's also pretty solid pace. That's upper 500,000 range. We got Ryan starting out again. We got Bill, 40 lines, 110. A little bit of a suffer pace, but Bill should be able to make this up. There's a decent amount of time left. Hey, Latum is great. We have Heist. Hey, Heist is one of my favorite players in the entire community, actually. I've co-commentated with Heist on more than a couple occasions. Heist is great. I really hope Heist can get a max here. Okay, 524 to 112 lines. This is still very much 600,000 transition territory. Heist still looking strong here. A little bit of a slight hole. Might take a few pieces of burn that out. T-spin set up. Yeah, not really the best of situations, 14 lines until transition, but nevertheless, Heist still has 527 so far. So a couple more Tetris are still on the table. Heist can still transition the upper 500,000, somewhere around 575, 580. there. This one with no more burns would transition about 578. It'd be 579 now with the burns. A little bit of a hole there. That could be dicey if the Lombard doesn't come to go into transition right now. I was going to be forced to burn into transition. This could be dangerous for Heist. This could be really dangerous for Heist. Oh, no. I don't know if Heist is going to be able to get out of this even with transition. Now, 558 for Heist right there. Really, really good transition, but Heist still got about a half hour to work on this. I've seen Heist get a lot of really good games, a lot of really good transitions. I definitely have faith Heist can get a max out here. Come on, everybody in the chat pull for Heist here. 29 more minutes. Come on. Hey, you never know, Rory. Heist going to Barcelona, getting rid of Messi. Anything's possible. Okay, we got a pretty good game from Burb going here. 609 at level 21. Little dig here, however. Might be able to get out of this with some really good pieces, but it is about 50% of the way up the board. Great placement. Still got to get this. Got to be able to get that Lombard in column 9. Gets it over in column 9. Come on, get the Z piece over. This is still a little bit dicey here. Get the Lombard. Great, get the Lombard. Come on, Burb can still get out of this. Burb's dependent now. Burb needs a J piece or a Lombard. Lombard does come. Now needs an L piece. L piece, come on, get that over. J piece will be perfectly lined. Oh, I wasn't able to get it. Wasn't able to get it, unfortunately, Burb. Burb still has about an hour, though. Burb's already got a pretty impressive 799,000, so Burb's got some time here. Yeah, Burb with a PB of 940. This would be an absolute prime time for Burb to get his first max out. I know I'm pulling for Burb to get a first max out. Yeah, anybody that hasn't played Burb's Friendlies on Monday, it's a really, really fun time. Definitely go check out Burb's Friendlies every Monday at 6 o'clock. It usually holds about like 6 to 8 matches or so. There's like people of all skill levels can play there. It's great. Hey, Heist having a million number of fans. I'm one of them too. Okay, pretty good early pace from Heist here, 50 lines in. About mid 500,000s target so far as the transition goes. Board is clean, so as long as Heist doesn't run into any bad complications, Heist should be able to go for another strong transition to chase a max out. Heist already does have a max out. It actually has a PB that's almost 2 full Tetrises above a max out. So very, very capable for Heist to be able to get one here today. Hey, come on, we gotta have some fun here. Yeah, where we are in the quals right now, I think we have close to about 50 or so people that have played. There's about 210 people that have signed up, so we're only about a quarter of the way through the quals so far. And what's insane is looking at the board, we already have at least 18 players with a max out. So if you multiply that by 4, you can be getting as many as 72 players having at least one max out, which with only 64 players making the top bracket, it's very, very possible. In fact, I'm starting to say likely that we're going to have max out players in the silver bracket. Like getting a max out in the event, not just max out period. All the brackets are going to be really, really competitive this year, I got a feeling. Yeah, Luis, you're not the only one. It's going to be really scary seeing the level of talent these players have. mean, just the thought of somebody like Nolan right now, who has a max out and a 961 kicker, 1.3 player, possibly ending up in the silver bracket. I mean, Nolan is the kind of player that can absolutely decimate players that aren't able to consistently play up to kill screen. Not only that, I mean, get like 1.1s and 1.2s like crazy. I mean, I'm going to say it now. I have a feeling the silver bracket's going to be won by a really, really solid player that probably just had an off day in quals. Yeah, Stanny D's got a point there. It's going to be the rest of the cracked players. I have noticed that in CTM that the vast majority of the lower brackets are often won by people from higher brackets that have bad quals. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to make it, Luis. A lot of the games that I've seen you play, you have a really, really good chance, I think. I'll definitely be pulling for it. Hopefully all you guys will be pulling for Luis, too. Okay, Heist is a really Monka-esque board right here. 514,126 lines, but this looks like live 18-3 almost, which could turn into live 19-3 if Heist doesn't get it burned out really quick. Heist is doing that. A long bar on column 2 would be really, really nice going into transition right now. But taking the O piece going in also, not really getting the good pieces. Oh, misplaced some of those pieces. This is really, really bad for Heist right here. Heist, I don't know if Heist's going to be able to get out of this. It's really, really high. No, Heist's not going to be able to get out of it. Still got 24 minutes, though, Heist. Still got plenty of time to get that max. Hey, calm those nerves down, Heist. We're pulling for you. Hey, I believe it in my heart you can get that max out, Heist. Come on. Hey, Valor's coming for the Tetris and the hell yes. Hey, I'm going to have some hell yes coming out. I'm just waiting for the right time to do it. Gotta make you guys appreciate the hell yes when they come out. Hey, Sneaker's getting them rolling already. Hey, everybody's got the chain. We all want the Tetris in the hell yes. Come on, keep the chain rolling. Hey, if you guys want me to get a hell yeah, we need to see Heist get a max out. I promise you guys you'll get a hell yeah if Heist gets one. Yeah, this Saturday I'm actually going to be working a live convention, so I won't be on this weekend, actually. I wish I would be, though, Luis. Come on, Heist. Get that max. The crowd wants a hell yeah. Yeah, 684 from Bill. You might be getting a hell yeah out of me if Bill gets this. That's another stipulation. Bill gets a max, I'll give you a hell yeah. 713 at 23. This is very doable. Oh, that might be a little risky. Oh, no, misdrop. So that might have been a little bit risky. So, well, barely was able to get the Lombard down, though. So 174 lines, 742. This is going to require a little bit of digging for Bill, but this is still in max out range. I might have put that O piece down a little more, but nevertheless, 748,000. Bill has cleaned out. Bill's safe. That was a close call, but this is still max out pace. There we go. 781,000, still level 24. Probably going to need about 7 more Tetrises to seal this. So still about 4.5 more levels to get 7 Tetrises. Very doable. And sealing the well, unfortunately, at the last second there. So it's going to cost a little more burns for Bill. Bill can go for a dirty here. Bill opts not to go for the dirty, though. Wants to just play it safe. Still needs 7 Tetrises. Gets 1. We got 6 more left to go. We still got some time. Bill might have to get a little bit aggressive, though, because time is starting to run out a little bit here with some of the burns. But 6 more Tetrises, Bill has this. Come on, making good burns there. There's 1. We got 5 more Tetrises, 24 lines. So I can only afford to take a handful of more burns. Okay, Bill's still lining up good here. Has a good tuck available. Still Tetris ready. Come on, it's getting the Lombard. Got another one. We got 4 more Tetrises to go. 3 with some triples, actually. This might be doable with 3. This may be doable with 3 Tetrises. Come on, setting up a tuck. Needs a J piece. Boom. Misdrop from Bill. Oh, no. It's another 900 from Bill. With that misdrop could be fatal here. Did reopen it. Dirty Tetris for Bill. 2 more Tetrises. 2 more Tetrises. Bill's got this, but it's getting dangerous. This is getting really, really dangerous for Bill. Oh, come on, Bill. Get out of this. Get out of this, Bill. Come on. No! I thought you had it, Bill, whenever you got out of that one dig. Really, really close, but Bill still got 27 minutes. Come on, guys. We gotta chill Bill on here. Cheer on Bill here. Come on. Okay, we got another transition from Burb as well. 430,000, so it's gonna be pretty tough for Burb to max. But Burb with a 799,000 kicker currently should be able to improve on the kicker with some really, really efficient post play. Hey, Pissarts is saying it here. Max is coming. I can feel it. Okay, it looks like Ryan is done, so we're going to go ahead and take Ryan off here. Yeah, thanks so much for playing, Ryan. Some great scores today. Keep it on coming. Now, so what the kicker is, play poker now, it's the score you get that's not a max out that's used to break ties amongst players that have the same number of max outs. So if you have 2 different players with 2 max outs, let's say on the board we have Brighton and Terrence right now. Terrence with a 999,000 kicker would actually get the better seed in placing over Brighton, who has a 994,000 kicker. I wish it was poker too, because poker's an awesome game. Yeah, I don't think Das is fully dead, Namori. There are some really dangerous Das players in the community, and Quaid getting 4 max outs last night with Das, that definitely proves Das is still out there. And I got a feeling at least one Das player is going to make a little bit of a run in this tournament. What do you guys think? Hey, it looks like we're getting a chain here. Everybody thinking Das is dead. I don't know. I think you guys are really going to be proven wrong when we get to the main event. Yeah, praise Quaid for sure. Not even to mention that, Valor also got 3 maxes with Das. Hep's got 2 with Das. And we still got some really good Das players to go. We got Scotto coming later on a little bit. We got Jeff playing later on this week. We got Tegamek coming in, too, in a couple days. All those players are capable of getting multiple maxes. Hey, Mark knows where it's at. Das is not dead. Redshirt Theory has it. Play your Das off, and all these players that say it, just kiss their Das. That's all I can say. Kiss their Das. Yeah, not really the best of RNG for Bill. Bill doesn't really have the best of paces here to go for a max out. 23 minutes left. I mean, Bill might be able to get an upper 400,000 transition with really, really good play, but it's going to require a really, really strong post to be able to get it. Yeah, it's really going to depend, Neko, no matter how consistent the Das player is. I will say, though, that some of the most elite tappers, the ones that are actually consistent and can tap, they do have a really, really strong, possibly prohibitive edge over Das. But you can never count Das out with a really consistent stacker. Yeah, so all you guys' opinion, how many Das players overall do you guys think are going to make the final 16? Because Last year it was 2. It was Jonas and Sharky last year. Yeah, Joseph is going to compete this year. He's doing his qual this weekend, Shakezilla. It depends if Tega's going to play Das or if Tega's going to roll. If Tega rolls, it wouldn't count, but Tega's primarily known as a Das player, just started doing some rolling. I mean, I will stand corrected if Tega does roll, though. Because I know Tega has been working on the rolling. Yeah, rolling personally is something, I mean, I don't really think I have the time to really learn how to do. Even if I could do it, I'm just happy playing Das. And you guys talking about Chris Pratt being the worst Mario. I mean, Chris Pratt is one of my favorite actors. I mean, you never know what he's going to pull out. I mean, I think he's going to do a pretty good job. At least they didn't pull Bob Hoskins out of the grave to do Mario again. Hey, Checker Goat wants to kick some Das here. Yeah, Wagner's got a point. Green Tea is back this year, and Das does have him. I mean, Green Tea was really, really strong in the 2018 and 2019 CTWC, so it's very, very possible Green Tea can get more than 4 maxes. Definitely hope I can see it. We got some good paces going now. We got Bill transition. Bill currently 519,000 at level 21. However, Bill already has a 955 kicker, so probably not going to be able to chase that too well. I'll get into a dig already, unfortunately. Yeah, Bill's going to top out here by 520. We have Heist at 419,000 at 96 lines. So this is 500,000 transition range here. Possibly upper 500,000 if Heist's able to go a little bit aggressive in the last 30 lines of that level 18. We also have a 467,118 lines for Burb. Yeah, Burb is get 2 more Tetrises. Burb can transition probably around 514 or 515. Okay, Burb can set up for a dirty here, so this could work. Gets 1 Tetris. Burb would transition at 519 here if he's able to get another Tetris. Although the board's looking like it might be a little risky to go for. Burb does not go for it. Burb transitions 498. Burb does have a 940k PB, so it is very possible for Burb to get a first max out here. He's going to need about a 500,000 post, but Burb is a very consistent player, and I definitely think Burb has the chops to be able to do it as long as he doesn't get any digs. Still playing pretty clean here. Great piece movements. There we go. We got another Tetris for Burb. 549. Still making the right plays. As long as RNG cooperates, Bill's got a shot. I mean, Burb's got a shot here. Okay, making the great safe plays. Yeah, Burb's kicker is currently 799, so even if Burb plays a little safe and just wants to get a better kicker to try and get into the bronze bracket, that's definitely not a bad strategy either. Okay, Burb had a good double well set up, is now Tetris ready. 566,000, does get another Tetris going to 592. Still at level 21, so 800,000 or 900,000 still very much on the table. But Burb's probably going to need to go near perfect to max this. Okay, Burb has a double well set, does end up getting ready again. 597 at 22, gets another Tetris, goes to 625. Heist also is transitioned, 565 at level 20. Right around the same position Burb's in as far as needing to be able to get a really, really strong performance in the last few levels to max. But Burb will be able to get Tetris ready in a few more pieces. I think missed that one piece. Could have laid the J piece down to get Tetris ready instead of moving it over to the left, but does end up getting the Tetris with the next J piece, followed by the long bar. 665 for Burb. As mentioned, Burb does have a 799 kicker so far, so Burb can either try and go really aggressive or just try and play it safe to improve the kicker into the 800,000. Burb is set up, is getting a little bit high, so might need to take a safety. Doesn't need to take the safety and does get the Tetris. Little bit of a misdrop there with the O piece, but luckily Burb's low enough that Burb can burn it down. 710, level 25. So 900k is on the table. Unfortunately, I do not think you'll be able to get a max out here because there's only 250,000 points available in the last 3 levels, and that's with completely perfect play. 715 though, so the 900,000 still on the table for Burb to almost assure position in the bronze bracket. At this point, definitely try and focus on getting it down. 722, level 26, so it's still in range. Go for a dirty here, potentially. Does not opt to go for the dirty. Not really getting good pieces here, unfortunately, but still staying alive. Burb is still staying alive. Longbar will be able to really help clean some of that up. Instead, ends up plugging it in with the L piece. 732 now. Running out of time here. Still got 17 lines left to go, but Burb's going to need at least a couple Tetrises to break the kicker. Unfortunately, as double miss drops, Burb's not going to get it. 734. Yeah, real unfortunate there for Burb, but Burb definitely had a run going at one point. Okay, the poll ended. It says after 411 people voting that Das is 53% dead. That's actually encouraging to think there's 47% of people that still think Das isn't dead. That majority can change after this tournament. I got a feeling. Hey, Evesy, great to see ya. Hey, Martz knows where it's at. Spending 14k chat points just to go for the no. Martz knows Das is not dead. Yeah, unfortunately, the no did not win, because if the no won, you'd have definitely got a hell yeah out of me for that. It is a definite hell yeah when the majority of the people think Das isn't dead. Actually, I think the DAS stands for dominating. The D in DAS. Dominating Almighty Style. DAS. Let's see if that takes off. Now, in all seriousness, no, tappers are extremely, extremely deadly, and DAS players really don't have much of a chance against a consistent tapper at the elite levels. But nevertheless, like, DAS is still a very viable playstyle all the way up until you get to the elite levels. Oh, wow. Greg, Dads and Strugglers. Wow. That's a new one. I like that from Greg. Hey, Das is for DILFs. I'm not ashamed. I'm a DILF. Even though I'm not a dad, I'm still a DILF. Dad, I'd like to friend. Ian Keith's gonna be heard here. Hey, I can empathize with that. Yeah, hang there for Heist, unfortunately. Heist still has 7 more minutes, so Heist still has at least one more big shot here. And one thing with Heist, if Heist gets about 4 or 5 minutes in and doesn't have a really good transition pace, Heist would have enough time to start over and get another one. Yeah, Dilphin Spirit, Evesy knows where it's at. Alright, let's definitely cheer Heist on here in this potentially last game. Definitely want to see Heist get this max out. Yeah, that's right, Billy Mac. Dilf power. Come on, Heist, get the big shot. You know it. Come on, everybody in the chat wants me to do a hell yeah. We gotta see Heist get a better score here. Come on, improve that kicker, Heist. Hey, Vince is quoting Heist right here. Listen to us, Heist. Listen to us. You need to get a better score. You need to do this. Come on, give it everything you got. I believe in you. Yeah, still got 5 minutes. Still got time to wait for the right transition, Heist. Just wait for the right transition and then just go for it. Come on, you need to beat 709 to get the hell yeah out of me, Heist. Come on, beat 709. I'm challenging you. Come on, I got a feeling Heist is not only going to beat, I got a feeling Heist is going to crush it. Come on, everybody in the channel get behind Heist right now. Yeah, Visual Mauve knows it. Got to get that hell yeah. Come on, all Heist has to do is beat 709 to get the hell yeah out of me. Now, Heist has been working really, really hard to get a lot of good transitions. I think Heist deserves it for just beating this. A little bit of a hang there. Heist still has 4 minutes, so if Heist isn't able to get this down, Heist still has time to wait for another better one. The Heist might still be able to get this down, actually. Yeah, this dig is hurting Heist's pace a little bit, unfortunately. Should still be able to get out of it, but it is damaging the pace. Only 20 lines, 55,000. Yeah, another miss drop. I better to start over here. Come on, 4 more minutes, Heist. Just wait for that right pace. Wait for that right pace and go for it. We're all behind you, Heist. Hey, believe in Heist supremacy. You know it. Level 0 start from Heist. This is interesting. I don't think I've seen anybody use the level 0 strategy here. Either that or maybe Heist is getting warmed up for a final game. If it works, who am I to judge? Actually, the more I realize that and look over at Heist's screen, I think this is the demo screen. It was a nice stacking demo screen, though. You guys can tell I don't watch the demo screen very often. Did take me about 5 seconds to realize that was a demo screen. But it was really, really good stacking for the demo screen. Hey, Stanny might be right. So far, a pretty good start here. No burns yet for Heist. Yeah, still 1:48 on Heist's clock, so there is still time if Heist runs into a bad dig for Heist to restart. But so far, this is looking really solid. Only taking a couple burns so far. 21 lines, 95,000. Getting another Tetris. 25, 118 now. Tetris ready again. I think this is the one for Heist. I got a feeling, guys. Come on, getting another one there. 140 at 29. This is a really, really good 600,000 range transition pace. Everybody in the chat, this is probably going to be Heist's final game. Cheer Heist on to get this. Meanwhile, back at the top, Burb at 478,000, getting another Tetris to go to 500. Still has one more Tetris available, so Burb looks like he's going to be in pretty good shape here to be able to try and go after a 799. Burb's got 32 minutes left still, so Burb's got some time to break 799. Okay, transitions 525. Makes the safe play instead of trying to build up for the Tetris. Really smart. Because a lot of times if players are really, really good with gas control, making that play is often really, really dangerous if RNG decides to troll you. At least I've had a lot of top outs where I try and build 6-7 high over in column 9 to get the Tetris and I to get RNG trolled. Okay, Burb looking good here. Burbs looks like he's trying to play it a little bit safer overall instead of trying to go for the Tetrises. Really good strategy so far. 546, getting another Tetris. That's 572. Needs a little over 200,000 or so to be able to break the kicker and get into 800,000. Board is still looking clean, however, here, so Burbs definitely knows what he's doing. Oh, no! Hung it! Still got a half hour, though, Burb. You got plenty of time. Come on and get this. Okay, back to Heist. Heist timer is up, so this will be Heist's last game. 267,000 to 64 lines at the halfway point. Is on 500,000 transition range. With some aggression, can get around a mid 500,000, possibly high 500,000 transition. But Heist definitely got to try and play this smart. Lombard dependency forming in column 8. This could be dicey. Lombard does come just in the nick of time right there. But this is getting a little bit hairy here. Heist got to be careful. Come on, you can get out of this, Heist. You can get out of this, Heist. Okay, just focus on getting out of it. Don't worry about the score. Just focus on getting out of it. Let the score take care of itself after you get out of it. Come on, almost there. There we go. Alright, well is reopened. That is a great, great digging job from Heist on that one. Come on, 290 at 88 lines. Heist can still potentially get a 500,000 transition if Heist goes aggressive. 93, 313. Well is open. Another Tetris going. That's 336 at 97. Great recovery from Heist. Come on, you got this. Got to break a 709. You got this, Heist. Come on, last game of the qual. Come in clutch. Okay, 101, 359. That's right back to about 500,000 transition pace. Getting another one. We got 383. Meanwhile, Bill up at the top is already transitioned. Bill 538 on level 20. Ooh, going aggressive there. Bill opting to go a little bit aggressive. Ends up taking the triple. Gets another one, 570. This is going to be a tall order for Bill to be able to make 430,000 points up in the last 7 levels, but Bill's capable of it. Bill's a pretty good player in post. Yeah, Aurora saying Heist number 1. I love it. Come on, everybody cheer Heist on here. Last game. Yeah, Bill with 4 minutes left is going to have one more game. 632, level 22, so Bill's pace is starting to recover a little bit here. A little bit of a misdrop for Bill. Bill might be able to recover it, though his Bill was low enough. Okay, 437 for Heist. Heist has 2 more Tetrises available. Okay, set up for 1. Okay, gets 1. That's 460. Heist can transition with a 484 here. Building a really good left for transition. Oh, really bad timepiece there. Come on, Heist needs a Lombard. Heist gets a Lombard. Heist transitions 462. Well is open now. Just got to get a Lombard for Heist. Give Heist a Lombard. Come on. Heist is not getting the Lombard. Finally gets it a little bit late there, but that hang could look a little bit dangerous for Heist. 492. That hang's looking dangerous here. Oh no. 492. Unfortunately, Heist tops out. Yeah, Heist finishing the qual with a 709 there. Heist did fight really, really hard, though. A lot of transitions during that qual. I mean, you definitely got to give Heist credit for having the spirit to keep pushing through that and keep getting transitions. Yeah, great games today. Thanks so much for playing, Heist. All right, Scotto Bozo's up. Let's go ahead and get Heist off of here. Yeah, that did not sound right, Valor. Okay, we are live with Scotto now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, of all the players that played today, I think Scotto has the highest chance of one to be able to get on the board with max outs. Scotto has a lot of max outs. Scotto very, very consistent with a tough player. Rude, crude, and uncouth. I don't think I've ever heard the word uncouth. That's a new one for me. Okay, Bill looking like there's some complicated. Probably better if Bill restarts. Bill just did that restarting. Okay, looks like we got some NAs over in the standing. Somebody who's working on the page, try and see if we can get that fixed. Uncouth, okay. Uncouth. Yeah, any of the stat guys able to fix the NAs over on the Google sheet, let me know. It's still NAs. Yeah, I think this happened too earlier when I was watching while I was working. Okay, Bill's got 15 seconds left here. Unfortunately, Bill might be forced to play this one out. But the pace is still okay if Bill's able to dig it out here. Okay, timer is up, so this will be Bill's last game. Ah, resetting the cache. Okay, it looks like we're back up. There we go. Yeah, Bill's running into some complications here. Bill's got to try and get this down. Come on, I like the 1-point kicker. Whichever of the stat guys is working on that now, keep the 1-point kicker. I like it. Double flannel straps right there. Vince knows where it's at. I like that. Yeah, NA I think did get DQ'd. It looks like Scotto's still getting warmed up a little bit here. Come on, we definitely think Scotto's going to get a couple big games here. I've definitely seen Scotto put some really big ones up in competition and in practicing. Yeah, I haven't given any hell yeahs yet tonight, but as soon as Scotto gets on the board with a max out, you guys are going to hell yeah from me. But Scotto's got to earn this one. And I know Scotto can do it. I've seen Scotto do it numerous times. Yeah, great dirty Tetris from Scotto right there, setting up. Okay, Dorf, what kickers are it's a situation where if multiple players have the same number of max outs, whoever has the higher score that's not a max out will be the score that gets the higher seed. Alright, in case you guys are interested, Bidwell's going to be joining me to do some co-commentary for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and get him set up in a second.
Oh, am I on?
Hey, Bidwell, how you doing, man?
What is up, sir?
Hey, loving life, you know it.
Can you hear my game sounds? I've got 3 games I'm judging right now, so tell me to turn them down if you need me to. Not sure what's coming through the mic there.
Hey, no worries. I think everything sounds pretty good on my end.
Great. No crazy echoes this time, chat?
No crazy echoes. Hey, after last night, I know how to get it set up now.
Wingfryer says we can still hear you. Echo. No echoes. Thanks. See, Wingfryer's on it. Love Wingfryer.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an embarrassment for me for last night when I tried to get Sharky on and there was a bunch of echoes.
All good. What do we got here? We've got the last game for Bill. He's not been pleased with his run, although he high 900. Most years you'd be happy with that, but this year probably silver. But you can sense the questioning in my voice, and it looks like he's about to top out. GG's though for Bill.
Yeah, Scotto looking pretty strong here too. 443, 111 lines. Definitely want to keep an eye on this one. This is mid to upper 500,000 trans range.
There's a string of British style cussing on his stream right now. He's not satisfied with that, but I think the high 9s will be pretty good for him. And his offline message says, "I'm not here, go away," with a butt. So, well done, Bill. We got Scotto, who's just started. Got the double flannel, as Vince pointed out. Going with that 70s couch. Like,
yeah,
I can smell that couch. I can smell my grandmother's house by looking at that couch.
Oh wow.
That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, unless your grandmother's a heavy smoker.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Bill, can you turn your mic volume up a little bit? Some of the guys in the chat are saying you sound pretty quiet.
All right. Is that a Discord setting?
Also, a couple people are saying the music sounds a little bit too loud whenever you came on. Let me try and turn that down a little bit.
Yeah, my mic is at 100%.
All right. Okay, music. I turned the music down a little bit more.
How are we looking now? Better?
Yeah, I think it's better. Or at least it sounds good to me. There we go.
What are we? Oh, much better. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Brain.
Hey, thanks, guys.
So as I was joking before, Scotto's couch, I can just smell my grandmother's house by looking at that couch. That is, if you ever go to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, they typically have a 1980s living room setup with the big old console TV and the big wooden furniture looking case and the old couch that looks like that with either the Atari or the Nintendo hooked up to it. And I totally get those vibes. So Scotto's, cosplaying, if you will.
Yeah.
A classic Nintendo kid from 1990. And my boy Burb.
Yeah, a couple people say they still can't hear you. All right,
So Kingsman's giving you the tips.
All right, let me go ahead and get this adjusted. Okay, how's this? How's this?
Testing 1, 2. Wait, I can up my volume to GD level my whole time.
No, I've tried to lower my volume a lot more.
Let's say we'll do like balancing with their voices. Much better.
All right, everybody likes it now. Thanks, guys.
Music still louse. D&D louser for your music there.
The music's too loud now.
Umps just called me perfect, and that's sarcasm because he does not think I'm perfect.
Okay, I turned the music down a little bit more.
All right. Bandwiller's spending channel points to give you the restreaming tips. All right, so we got Burb here, a man from Michigan.
Okay, everybody's saying it's better now.
The host of the Monday Friendlies. I got to do a little bit of talk with him back at the Ohio qualifier Beats and Shins WPL event. It's a good time. He was taking my suggestion of complimenting good RNG because a lot of players.
Right, I moved the music up just a little bit more.
Clipping now. All right.
Yeah, everybody's settings are different. I had the settings working when I was talking with Sharky last night, so it's just we got to figure it out.
I'm not as smooth as Sharky, so you gotta I need auto tune in one regard or another to make me presentable. So we're watching Burb here near.
All right, there we go. A lot of more people are saying they're good now. All right, looks like Bill's done. We're going to go ahead and take Bill out here.
Yep, Bill is done. GG's Bill with the high 900s.
Yeah, that's a really, really good score for Bill. I got a feeling that Bill is going to at least make silver bracket with that score.
He's a little upset. He was hoping for a max. There was a string of British expletives, which to me it's funny as a dumb American. When you hear bloody and F words, and when a British person says it, it's a lot different vibe than if you or I are screaming those words. Yeah. But he wasn't quite happy with that. But I think you should be happy with the high 900s. I believe this is his first go round.
Sure. I would be really happy with that.
Yeah, it's his first go round, And my man Burb, got to meet him at the Ohio qualifier in Beats and Chen's WPL event. He's up in Michigan, so Had to give him a little bit of grief about that, but I gave him this, or he took my suggestion of complementing the good RNG. A lot of players will complain at the bad RNG, but you're never thankful when you get the good RNG. So
Yeah,
looks like he's trying that.
Honestly.
Yeah, no, it's a thing to try. I don't know if it's actually going to work or not. And it is a machine. I mean, thinking that karma's going to affect the machine or not, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But it's something to try. But he was going for Ian Keith. And looks like he hasn't quite got there. I think Ian Keith had like an 850, 820. So Burb is like one Tetris away from that with his 799 right now. So he's going to have 1 or 2 good runs left with his 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, so your opinion, Bidwell, do you think 799 will be enough to make the bronze bracket? Considering that last year, I think 758 was a silver bracket cutoff. We have 128 instead of 96.
I'm just going to say no. 210 players, there's the 60th percentile is going to make the bronze bracket. So it wouldn't shock me if you need a max out to make the bronze. I mean,
max out for bronze. I think a max out for bronze is a little too much, to be honest. I mean, I would think maybe for silver somewhere in the low 900s, mid 900s, but for bronze, I'm really thinking like maybe around the 800 range. I think Burb's going to be pretty close on the bubble, but I find it hard to believe 128 different players are going to get max out.
Now that we're deep into Wednesday, we're a quarter of a way through our player pool. We could probably start extrapolating the math a little bit, and it's going to be a little more reliable than if we were doing on the first day, especially with Hydrant Dude kicking things off with still the number 1 seed with the 8 maxes and the higher kicker. But I'll break out that calculator here in a little bit to kind of figure out what those projected values are be based off the quarter of our competitors going through so far.
Yeah,
but I want to focus here first on the last 10 minutes of Burb's games.
Yeah, looking here, though, I mean, we have 18 players so far that have at least 1 max out. So if you multiply that by 4, that would give you 72 max outs, which would definitely clinch needing at least a max out to make the main bracket, and probably about maybe as much as half of the silver bracket also needing maxes. I think the better question actually would be, do you think you're going to need 2 maxes to make the main 64?
The way it's looking, I think so. I definitely think so.
It's if you would have told me that before the thing started, I would have laughed. Because last year, I think there were only like 21 people that got 2 or more maxes. To think that more than triple that can get this year just shows how much the community's grown in strength and numbers.
It's almost like people have been forced to stay indoors for an entire year or something.
that might play a factor.
A little bit.
I mean, it played a factor with me really grinding. Because a lot of my old hobbies I can't really do anymore.
I don't want to bring it up right now. I want to finish out Burb's game, but I do want to hear the Grand Design's origin story before we're done with our session tonight.
Sure, no problem.
All right. We also have Scott Obozo, who, when I was making my joke earlier about Grandma's couch, I don't know if everybody heard it, so I'll just say it one more time, and if you don't sick of me repeating it, then whatever. But, I can smell my grandma's house by looking at that couch. Hopefully she's not a smoker in your case. But that is a perfect couch for playing NES games or Atari games or anything from the 70s or 80s. The PRGE every year, they've got the 1980s living room set up in the middle of the convention floor, and they'll have like that type of a couch and an old console TV that's a big giant piece of furniture that weighs 700 pounds. And they have like the Nintendo or the Atari hooked up to it. So Scotto is definitely cosplaying for the role of 1980s Nintendo kid here, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I would kill to play on a setup like that. I mean, even in the 80s when I was a kid and had a setup like that, it was never ideal.
Well, right, half the time you had to like ask your parents to have permission to play the video games because everybody only had one TV. You had to like, it was a special occasion to get out the Nintendo.
Yeah, with me, I mean, I pretty much have my own room. I could pretty much do whatever I wanted with the Nintendo, but playing it on the good floor TV in my parents' living room, that one needed permission instead of the little dinky Magnavox TV in my bedroom I played with.
Did you get stuck with like the black and white TV? That I had that for a while, and like try playing an NES game with just black and white. That's not easy.
No, I never tried that, but I do, however, my wife's CRT that she saved her entire life and was just sitting around. That's what I play all my Tetris on. So that did end up having a use for me. She laughs at me all the time, saying, "You were gonna throw that thing out."
Oh, good for you and good for the environment. Just good vibes all around for Grand Design. Sorry, Dan, we can't use a Can't use our nicknames on stream today.
Aw.
It's for Dan's CRT there. So, more ominous than the 6 minutes left on Burb's board is that shadow behind Burb. Look at that thing. It's Halloween time, and that thing is going to devour Burb at some point. This is straight out of a horror movie, folks.
All right, I turned my volume up a little bit. Is that better, Mr. Brain?
Mr. Brain typing out a sentence nobody ever thought I would ever read in my life.
Yeah, I know, because I used to be pretty much the loudest commentator in this community. But the thing is, I'm really trying to work on being a more balanced commentator as not a re-screamer. But at the same time, still be a hype master.
You got this. Everybody get your reps in, and,
Hey, good stuff, Mr. Brain. Thanks, guys.
So what do we got with Burb here? This is going to be his last game if he decides to keep it.
No, Dan Vinky knows where it's at. Dan Grand Design's quiet. What?
So he's got 60 lines, 231 points. Not great pace, but again, he's only going for 800,000 here. He doesn't have to go for the million. Obviously, he'd like that. So it's a game time decision around the transition whether he's going to keep this game or not.
Yeah, this one here, 64 lines, 254,000. This is low to mid 500,000s pace. With 5 minutes left, I think there is enough time that Burb will be able to get this to at least transition and still get another game going.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those deals where if he misdrops anywhere between here and level 24, so
yeah. Honestly, my thought is if you get to the point that you're around like 100 lines, you get into a rough dig and you're still in the 300,000s, or you're only going to transition with like mid 400,000s, I might take the opportunity and just go for one last game rather than try and run it to kill screen.
Plus, it's not just the points, it's the time. When you're in Suffer Game, the time that it takes for that game to complete drastically increases. When you're playing smooth, those seconds, your clock is stretched, basically. So...
Yeah. That's one thing I need to learn to do in my own calls whenever I do calls for like CTM. I mean, I have a tendency to play out games longer than I should a lot of times.
When is your call there?
Yeah, my call is going to be tomorrow at 1 EST.
All
so
right.
1700 UTC is my call tomorrow.
And what's your goal?
My goal is to get my first career max out. My realistic goal, if I get at least an 850, I'll be happy.
850. Okay. Any like particular person on the list you're looking to pass up?
Yeah, because really for me, like when I do my general practice runs, I can consistently get the transition with like 500,000 range transitions, but my post is extremely, extremely inconsistent. I either like top out in the first 10, 20 lines where I get the kill screen, but generally if I do a full practice day of like between 1 to 2 hours, I can usually pull out at least 800K. So I'd say if I get at least an 850, I'll be satisfied, but dreaming wise, with the fact that I have a 951K PB, I would love to get my first max out. But dreaming and realistic are two different things.
It's important to have that goal. I'm a judge. I'm trying to ask all the players what their goal is, who they're trying to beat, even if it's tongue in cheek. If you have that in the back of your brain to shoot for, you tend to hit it, especially if it's a realistic goal. Like you saying you want to max up for the first time. That's nice, but if you have that realistic goal that you've done it before several times, but maybe is a little harder to reach than an average game, then you're much more likely to hit it.
Yeah, and that's my thing.
Subconscious things going out there.
That's me. Would love to max out, but realistically, I'd be satisfied with an 850.
You should also just pick a rival and just talk some smack about him internally and reach out and try to beat him out. So
honestly, I'd say if I had a rival, a friendly rival, it would probably be Storm and Norm because he lives 10 minutes away from me, and I had no idea recently.
We still got to get you two storm chasing together. I want to hear you commentate a tornado chase.
Yeah, remember the hurricane wasn't even rolling. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
No, but Storm and Norm, he actually came out and hung over at my house for about like 6 hours or so, not too long after the Ohio event. It was a lot of fun.
So yeah, this is looking good for Scott.
Come on. Yeah, come on. Scotto is scouting out the competition right now with a 772 on level 24. Come on, nobody in the chat's got any hell yes for me tonight, so we need our first hell yeah. We need Scotto to get a max out here. Come on.
Yeah, well, we got that. We do have Burb deciding to 86 the game with 2 minutes to go. He does it again with a sawtooth board. So he's looking to dial in that last run. Although I think he would be pretty satisfied with a 799. I think he knows in the back of his brain he can break that 800 with one more good run.
Yeah, Scotto ran into a dig here. 814. I'm not sure if Scotto's going to be able to get out of this. This is really rough. He's not going to be able to get out of it. 815, 892 is a pretty good early kicker, though. So only about a quarter of the way into the qual.
Right. It's good baseline.
Okay, let me go ahead and update this. 815, 892.
I'm going to turn my light on. It's getting dark out. Burb again restarting with 90 or 70 seconds to go. He's getting mad at the game. I remember when I was talking earlier about saying nice things to the game. Now he's pretty upset. Now he wants those friggin' pieces.
Yes,
the frustration is boiling over. I'm getting discorded here.
Yeah, Quaid was very, very rewarded the way that Quaid played yesterday. Honestly, I didn't think I'd see the day that a DAS player would get 4 max outs in one of these quals. I mean, it's insane that Quaid was able to pull that off. I mean, consistently, too. I mean, Quaid had a few 900Ks in that qual as well.
We are back. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
So we got
hey, we love you, Bill.
15 seconds, so this looks like the break for Herb. Let's see if it says something silly at the end of his clock. I've seen a lot of time over, RIP qual. Nothing for Verb. His just goes back up again, so this is Burb's final game.
All right, 25 lines, 121. This is a pretty solid pace, so Burb's got a good one looking here, as long as Burb doesn't get any digs.
Scotto, meanwhile, looking like George Cassidy. His hands would be in his pockets if he could play his NES in his pockets, but...
Yeah, Stack Attack is saying it. No attack, no chance. And right here, it looks like Burb's attacking. This is a very good pace. 37-173. Yeah, that would be, right now, a little over a quarter of the way through. 41-196. Now, this is on track for somewhere around a 630 or 640K transition if the pace holds.
And it never does, so...
And there are some players it does. I'm not going to say never. Unlikely to hold, but I'm not going to say never. I've seen it happen.
All you can do is ask for the good start, and that's what he's got so far. One piece at a time, Burb.
Exactly. Yeah, 52-42, still maintaining pretty good here.
Scotto's tearing it up. He's got his 300,000 at 66 lines. With the press down points even. Nice and aggressive. He's crossing his legs. How erudite.
Yeah, 73-51. That's 650,000 transition pace past the halfway point.
Yeah, we don't have the Tetris percentage counters, obviously, but that's damn near 100%.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I've just played this game so long, I get a general feel for rates and like scores and potentials and everything. I do math in my head like nobody's business.
It is none of my business. I don't know about what's going on in your head.
Hey, I got a lot of things going on in my head. It's no ASMR hell yes, though.
Oh, no. Let's not go out there again.
I have never used that. I have never actually used that yet.
Please don't. Not publicly.
No worries. Don't worry.
Keep it in the bedroom. Herb, 317 through 71. He's...
Yeah, blur the first saying it. Yet. Operative word.
Now he's in a little bit of dice here. Fixable. He is swearing to God right now. Totally not possible. He is listening to Queen, as he told me earlier. Maybe the Queen soundtrack goes over with, but Scaramouche here.
Come on, he's got to do the fandango here.
High.
This board is very, very frightening. I got to say that much.
Yeah. It's all right. Line, yep, the line's great.
No, nobody's pulled a Sid and haven't got their first max out in quals, but I'm hoping it could be me tomorrow.
All right. So, suffer pace here for Burb. But once he gets those two middle lines taken out and back to a normal build, he can be back on the road to 800,000.
Yep. There we go. 583, 115 for Scotto. So as I said, the pace sometimes does hold. It was proven right there.
And with one more line, well, 3 more line solves because he's going to put that S over top of as well. And with this L, it's going to open up the swell, and he's good to go. Scotto with a 629, and he's still got 7 lines to go before transition.
Yeah, he can get 2 more Tetrises with no bonus.
Yeah,
here.
this is almost 700 transition. Damn, son.
Yeah, 1 more Tetris here could transition with a 677.
And you could totally tell he's doing well by the look on his face. You can just see the intensity, and oh wait, he's just,
here it is, 677 trans from Scotto. That's what we want to see. Come on, you don't have to go super aggressive with a trans that high.
Right, you're only playing for 1,000,000 points. You're not playing for 1-2 or 1-3 even with that score.
Yeah, Scotto's doing exactly what he needs to do. Just taking the safe burns, knows he can.
Should have got my my max out bell here.
Yeah, I kept that bell from Ohio.
Excellent.
Oh no, bad RNG here. Come, ooh, that's close. That was really, really close.
I have faith in Scott finishing this out, but I want to Herb with the transition a little lower than he would have liked at 414, but he's clean.
Yeah,
So
739.21. Still very, very solid.
That 800 is still within reach with this transition even.
Yeah, as long as Burb doesn't get any crazy digs, Burb can still pull this off. Would only need probably about a 350,000 transition or so.
Column 8 Tetris well.
Post-transition.
Decides to cover it up. It does feel uncomfortable. You know, you see Quaid do it or somebody with those Tetris wells in not obvious places, and he's like, oh, yeah, let's go. And then you just don't feel it.
Okay, 782, level 23. Scotto's looking really, really solid here.
Yeah, he's got this.
Yes, Scotto. I think Scotto only needs maybe 6 or 7 Tetrises and has got plenty of time. 1 Tetris per level can get
There's a ton of runway. There's no excuse to not max this out.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you don't take any of the risks. You burn things down. You do that. You keep it low.
I was going to say, 1 Tetris per level.
Come on,
so you can
Burb.
afford to take 20
Burb. Burb is going to finish with a 799.
Yeah, Burb fought hard here. Definitely some great games from Burb. Hopefully that'll be enough to make the bronze brags. I'd love to see Burb play some comp there.
That's going to be at 35th place out of 50. So that's going to, right now, it's outside. That's about the 70th percentile, and the 60th percentile gets into bronze. So got a long ways to go, but he's going to be sweating it out.
Yeah.
We love Burb and can't wait to meet him in person again at another tournament whenever that happens.
Yeah, Scotto's in great shape. 921 going into 26. 2 Tetrises left. 1 Tetris, and he can even line it out, actually. He's got a lot of runway.
Oh, for heck yeah. Let's go ahead and full page him there. Let me give Burb his GGs in person here.
Yeah, he's doing just that here.
Yeah, he's a little upset.
Okay. Yeah, Scotto already set up. There we go. Scotto 967. 1 more Tetris. Scotto's on the board. Don't.
Oh, he's gonna do the column. Oh, he's gonna play it super safe.
Come on, just all he needs 1 more. Just set it up, Scotto. You got as many as 6 burns here, so just wait for the perfect
I think he just
moment.
inhaled.
There it is. Come on. Boom! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. First max out of the day on the board. And ladies and gentlemen, that deserves a hell yeah!
And he's just like sitting there. What a dude.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and switch Scotto to the 1-person showcase right now because I don't believe anybody else is going for a while. Yeah, but great games again today, Burb. Hoping you're able to make that bronze.
I don't understand the vibe flow yet, Stack. You try to think all positive goes around, but I have not yet figured it out. Scotto put in bailed in that name, so you can tell that he's unsatisfied with that amount. But you with this rules format, you're not going for the 1.2s. It's not CTM, so when you get that 700K transition, you play that crap safe and you get that one on the board. There's not much sense in trying to take any stupid risks and risk losing that max.
Yeah, honestly, I like this format a lot better than CTMs because it rewards consistency for multiple maxes. It's a better indicator of who the tougher players are.
You just don't want you don't want Vandy and staff to have to watch 2 hours of every player's video rather than one. It's a lot.
No, I think they should always keep this multiple max out so set up.
Got Scotto again. So just you and me and Scotto. No new players for the next hour?
Not that I see. I'm getting the screen set up to go to the one player for Scotto right now.
All right. Now Scotto's like talking to himself like, that's a dumb play. That's a bad play. Like he's
got his first max out of the way. I mean, he's got the pressure off right now.
But that's the type of player he is. He's that Michael Jordan-esque attitude where if he's not winning the entire thing, he's a loser. And it's maybe not the healthiest for your brain, but that does make ultra successful players. So we'll see how he handles it. He wins ahead in 86 that game. 2 a.m. UTC. Oh, wow, that's not until 10 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be Vince and company. So we got double Scotto. Let's just leave it like this for now.
Unfortunately, Studio Mode's not able to get me to do the actual board when I change that too. But it's helped me a lot in not getting a whole bunch of loading streams.
So we're up. We've got an hour. We got 75 minutes to go. Vince says if the double Scott's max, that's 2 max outs.
Go on. I don't know. I hear the name Double Scotto. It sounds like a kind of beer.
That's one of those hipster IPA things. But and I love that, we have our camera rules that your face and your controller have to be in frame, and that means for Scotto's case that we had to cut off his forehead. So you could just if you want to do a screen grab, you can get out your Microsoft Paint and draw in whatever haircut you'd like on Scotto there. That might be a fun thing for chat to do.
Yeah, actually here, Stack of the 1982 here says we got a dead zone between the end of Scotto's run and Vince and Arbaro. I actually think it's going to be longer than that. It's going to be more than over an hour, actually.
Yeah, today's the least active day on the calendar, which is interesting. Everybody wanted to be at the beginning or the end, and that's why players like Scotto and Vince decide to pick this day because they wanted to hog all the attention for themselves.
Yeah. Now, I picked Thursday because I'm going to be busy all weekend. Otherwise, I probably would have done the weekend.
Weekends be crazy. Oh, hangs the Z. Probably not worth saving. Let's see what he does.
It's a good pace if Scotto can get out of this. Oh, well-timed piece right there. Well-timed Jade piece. 41.69. I think this could be
hero burn. Look at that.
Wow, that was some sick survival right there from Scotto. Sick survival.
And his reaction, oh, I guess I survived that. He's
so I'd be giving a full-blown fist pump there.
I'd be jumping around. You'd be screaming.
No, I've done the Johan fist pump in my stream quite a few times when I got
you turn it off. You turn it off when you're actually playing. Scotto there though, he's just I guess I could have cleaned that out. What a hero.
Hey, that's the difference between players at Scotto's skill level and players at my skill level.
They're saying he hasn't lost that much pace. He's probably only burned maybe 15 lines.
Yeah, 61.226. This is probably low 500,000s pace right now as far as I move aggression. So this is definitely still maxable.
I'll get the blood flowing in his brain. The last one was too easy post-transition. He could play it safe. Let's see who he hangs the line piece, though. This might be it. Oh,
hey, there's Johan in the chat doing the fist pump. Yeah, Scotto's got plenty of time, though. My opinion, if Scotto's able to get at least one more max and a 900 kicker, I think Scotto will be safe.
Yeah, I mean, to absolutely be safe, you need 3. So if you're starting up your game, if you're one of the top players, if I'm your judge, I'm advising go for 3. You need that goal in the back of your head of what you want to do, and most players, equate, I got to make gold or I'm not going to play. Well, he got his 4, so.
I don't know. My mindset is I don't care if I get last. I'm just playing for the fun of it because I know I'm not an elite player.
That's one of the reasons why I want to hear your story there, because you're about what? You're almost 30.
No, I'm 38, almost 39.
Oh, okay. You're okay, but you started late, so you're not one of those holdovers from the NES era.
No, I mean, like, I played the game when I was growing up. I mean, I remember the very first time I ever played Tetris in my life was at the 1990 Nintendo World Championships when I was 7. Bear in mind, like, I never played the game in my life, so I think I got to level 1 before my 6-minute timer ran out. Didn't even get
Yep.
past the first round of the NWC, but I still remember going to it. Then I dabbled in the game here and there, loved playing it, and, like, the best score I think I ever got was maybe like 150,000 when I was a kid. So it's like every once in a while I play it on and off. Then 2018, I hear about the CTWC coming to Replay FX in Pittsburgh to do their East Coast qualifier. So I think to myself, all right, I played Tetris a lot when I was a kid. I think this would be fun. My 100, maybe if I can get another one of my like 150,000 points is going to be great. Oh no.
So had you seen the videos before going there, or did you just see that there was Tetris and you would like the game?
I saw that
hangs
there
up
was
the yell.
Tetris and I liked the game. Then my wife, fiance at the time, she got me say, "Hey, maybe you should watch some videos and like survey your competition." So I watched the videos and I'm like, this is gonna be really bad for me. So I spent about like a week or so right before the tournament just practicing, and I ended up getting a 400,000 in one of my level 18 games. But I just like had top out after top out after top out after top out. But I mean, I just couldn't do anything consistently. But I was starting at level 9 actually trying to get a lot of good scores. So I went to the competition. I only got 161,000 when I went to Replay FX, which obviously did not get me in the main event. But that was just 2018. I then forgot about the game again because I'm like, the scene really wasn't that big. The only people that watched the finals were the people in it. I mean, I don't know if I want to like grind it that much. I mean, I really struggled practicing. So I just forgot about it again for another year. Then 2019 comes around. I go to Replay FX again because I remember how fun it was. And then all of a sudden you had like 50 or so people there in a seating section all watching the event and like double as many people qualifying. After that one, I just saw how awesome the community was, saw how friendly everyone was, and after that, probably I started grinding and became a serious player right after that in summer 2019. So since then I've been grinding the game for about 2 years now. I play about 1 to 2 hours a day as like a hobby. My wife loves it. My wife supports it. She picks on me sometimes when I say I'm frustrated having a bad practice day. But I would say as far as a serious player goes, I'm a late starter. But I dabbled in the game on and off throughout my childhood. So that's my story, basically.
So 19 was the year Jonas showed up. That's why you had all the crowds, so.
Yeah. It played and to this day, I'll say, one of the very, very few things I really regret in my life was not going up to him and talking to him. Because at the time, I wasn't yet a serious player. It wouldn't have meant as much. But now, considering that I am a serious player, it would have meant the world. So one of the few things in my life I can consider a life regret.
Kind of sad. Yeah, one of those missed opportunities. But here you are, and it's a good story to see that even the old timers like us can pick it up and get better. Because I'm still stuck in the same gear I've been in since 2015.
Yeah. I don't know. Me,
That's
though, I mean, like, I'm not going to lie. There were 2 instances over the last 2 years that I seriously considered giving up, though. But I pushed through it and ended up getting better. One period was when I was stuck between 500,000 to 600,000 PB. I really thought I just simply can't play level 19. Like, this is as far as I'm going to go. But once I pushed through that, I mean, I felt like I was really going for it, was really getting better, getting more consistent. Then I think the next time I was close to giving up was maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and I was stuck in the 800,000 range because it was another one of those, okay, I can play 19, but I just can't play it aggressively enough to get a max out. Then I pushed through that, got my 900K, getting a lot more consistent, good scores. And I just keep telling myself, no matter how hard it gets, just keep grinding it, you will get better.
So what's your celebration when you get the max? What are you going to do?
Celebration, I'm going to blow my speakers out. That is one, because I'm going to scream so loud. I'm going to dedicate the max out to Jonas on the screen. And then after that, just see what happens. Because I'm going to be so pumped, I'm not even going to know.
Sounds like a plan.
And I'm just saying, I'm hoping it's tomorrow in the qual, but even if it isn't, I am not giving up until I get that max out. I mean,
it's going to happen soon, for sure. So we got Scotto here. 459, for almost 500. So he's on track for a 550-ish transition.
Actually, this is on track for more like a 650 transition.
I was thinking 100,000 for
101,497.
20.
You take 130 times 5, get you 650.
Oh,
Actually,
650. Yep, you're right. Math.
yeah. Like I said, a lot of times when I play, I just always have in my head what my pace is. So I just do math so fast.
I saw the 4 and was thinking 4. You know, I didn't look at the change.
You're still looking good here. 115, 548. A little bit of burning, but Scotto can pull 3 Tetrises here. Maybe transition somewhere around the low 620s.
I forgot to ask him what his goal was for his number of maxes. Maybe I'll ask him in his chat and see what he says here.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say 3. Just an educated guess from somebody at Scotto's level.
So we got just the one session, and I got it up here, so I'm going to ask him. Maybe he'll reply.
Yeah, 641 transition here if Scotto's able to get this without burning. Is going to take a burn, though, so 618. This would be 642 transition for Scotto, which is very, very maximal.
Very good, but...
This is a bad burst here. This is a really bad time to get bursted. Come on, give him a dirty. Oh, he's able to get that in, but still alive. Oh no.
Wow.
No.
Got it. Oh, he's gonna 86 it.
Now that was one of those ones where RNG just trolled him. I mean, he had the pace. RNG just, that was the worst time for RNG to give him a burst.
But again, if you have that super pace at transition, no need to take the risk. You're not going for 1.2. But it's difficult to think game meta when you're in the moment and just going piece by piece, too.
Yeah. I gotta say, a lot of games that I play, I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten burned just trying to go for a final Tetris in the transition. A lot of times I feel like I'd play better just take it to transition and don't get greedy. But then I also have the mindset of a Tetris you get in 18 is a Tetris you don't have to get in 19 when it's harder. So a lot of times I just try to figure out to myself what's the best way to do it.
You know, people talk about 19 starts and 29 starts and...
Yeah, 19 starts, to be honest. I've heard a few people that this weekend are talking about trying to do them. I heard Sidnev was going to try and do them. And to be honest, if you're consistent enough to be able to do 19 max outs consistently, doing all 19 starts might be just the edge you need to be able to get the number 1 seed, because you might be able to get as many as 7 or 8 extra games in.
So he just replied and said he's looking for 3 max outs. And
didn't I call it?
Yeah, he had some snark about getting as many long bars as possible. So
I called it. Didn't I say 3 max outs?
Yeah, you might be the new wizard.
I don't know. I just have a general feel for somebody's skill level when I watch them play comp, and I just watch their styles and everything.
Like Classic Tetris.
I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, it's one of those things. It's an inexact science, but I got a general idea a lot of times. I mean, it helps me when I'm commentating too.
He gets out of that mess without an issue. And he just took the Robin Miharas. He says, I'm not getting long bars unless the well is covered. And that was Robin Mihara's first joke strat, was to cover up your well if you needed that long bar.
Yeah. Not too long ago, my wife actually showed me a little funny video where, somebody's not getting long bars, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they seal the well, the gods of Tetris keep yelling long bars 3 times in a row. I just totally died laughing when my wife showed me that video.
He's tapping like a madman, but it's the most relaxed posture you could ever have while tapping like a madman. On that comfy couch with the double flannel. Is that it's not quite pajamas, but
no, I like the double flannel. Come on, we got to get some style going in the world of Classic Tetris here. My favorite style, though, is whenever Josh Tolles would show up at the events wearing those Tetris blocks on his arm.
Did you catch Chris Forst's run this morning?
Bits and pieces. I mean, so when I'm at work, sometimes I'll put it on as background noise, but I can only check the chats every once in a while.
Yeah,
I didn't see the outfit, but I mean,
he went the full wrestling entrance. He was he had a dark shirt on. He was in the shadows. Then as soon as he finished his session to verify his equipment, he ripped all his clothes off and had a outfit underneath.
Oh, I definitely missed that.
Yeah, he went full pro wrestling, and it did propel him to beat both me and Adam Cornelius.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't see the end of it, but I saw maybe when he was around, like maybe it was like first 30 minutes, whatever I was out. I was working and just took a little break.
So good old Chris Forrest. I'm glad he got to participate this year. He didn't have a console last year. He didn't have an NCSC console, so I had to get one out to him so that they could play. So Scotto again with another unfortunate top out, but he's like playing max or bust at this point. If he's not feeling it, he's just gonna reset it.
Here's the thing: you pretty much have to. Honestly, the way the board's looking, if you don't get a 900,000 kicker, your kicker's almost useless.
Yeah, if you're looking at the kickers there, all 8s and 9s. Looks like Ian has a 7, but he had 5 maxes, so that's pretty efficient. I mean, at that point, your kicker is basically another max.
Yeah. Also, somebody else in the chat's asking, like, what's my job? I'm a QA automation engineer that writes Java Selenium automation tests. So I'm a coder basically. And I enjoy taking some of that code into Tetris as well.
What do your coworkers think about this? That's a nerdy type job. Are they into this?
No. I mean, I talked to them about it. They said it's really, really awesome. None of them play, but they say it's really awesome when I show them what I do as a hobby. Like, what? One of them was like, "What are your pandemic hobbies?" And I said, "I play Tetris competitively." They're like, "Wow, I didn't even know you could do that." Then I showed them some pictures and stuff. They were just like, "Wow, that's impressive."
Let's see how he handles this gap there. He's gonna do the spin. He's gonna do the Z spin. Handles it without an issue. Shaking the legs a little bit. Maybe a little bit of anxiety there. Decided to stop once he heard us making fun of it. I totally recommend players to, don't just sit in the same position for 2 hours. I mean, yes, I'm a joke and I stand up and play and all that, but there really is something to be said about recalibrating your brain and your blood flow and your mindset. 2 hours is an awfully long time to do any one activity for a long time. So standing up, taking your breaks, staying hydrated, etc. That's super important.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
What do we got? That was an S spin. See, Valor that's why he's the wizard, or he's the coach. Burb was the wizard. Valor's the coach.
No,
I
gotta say, Valor is one of the
Ds
biggest influences on me as far as really learning me how to become a better stacker and a better player in post-transition. His coaching did a lot for me. And one of my favorite moments of going to Ohio and meeting him was being able to personally thank him for that. Because you remember, just like 10 minutes ago when I said there was a point in my 800K wall that I was seriously considering taking a break or giving it up. Valor's coaching really helped me not give it up, to be honest. Because it was able to get me to finally figure out a lot of mistakes I kept making on 19.
I was going to inquire about a session, but we'll see what he does with his retirement, whether or not he will accept me as a student one more time. But we've all got our duties to do this next few weeks.
Yeah.
And
the
we'll
best thing
figure it
I
out
can say
afterwards.
about Valor is whatever he ends up doing during his retirement, I wish him all the best, and I know for a 100% fact he's
That dirty Tetris for Scotto Bozo. 2/3 up the board. He almost smirked. I saw his lips slightly move. It might have just been a frame drop in the video, but I'm gonna pretend that he actually, yes, he just commented on the style score.
Hey, I want an invite to the retirement party too. Hey, anytime, Valor.
Here we go.
Yeah, everybody in the chat said we
91.
missed a Buco spin.
Little low for a Scotto game so far. That was the. See, I always forget again. S's and Z's. Jonas always called him one Z's and the other Z's. So I mean, but he was the 7-time champ, so he could have done whatever he wanted.
Hey, Valor knows where it's at. This is the retirement party. We're in it. I love it.
So he's back on track now with a 424-107.
Yeah, 424-107. This should be able to transition him around 550 or 560.
Assuming all Tetrises, of course.
Yeah, I would say Tetris is including a couple nominal burns, too.
We missed a Buco spin. I'm sorry, poopy old hag.
Yeah, because right here, let's say 16 lines to go. If he's able to get 4 Tetrises and take a few burns here and there, should get him around that transition line of around 550, 560. It is looking like he's taking a few extra burns, though. So
Nice 2-line solve. He is setting for a dirty Tetris. Does not decide to go for it. Close to transition. You just, why take the risk?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit lower here. That little bit of a dig hurt his pace a little bit. This point, he can still get 2 Tetrises, and he'll transition probably in the low 500s. There we go.
And look at that. 1, and there's 2, 503. And a perfect stack to start. Now he's just mentioning how he needs to do a little bit of work because he knows that maxing out with a 500 transition, for him, it's doable, but, you know, it's going to require some luck, a lot of skill.
Yeah, getting a 500k post, I mean, that you probably need about 15 to 16 Tetrises to get a 500k post, assuming they're spread out among the levels. So at that point, with 10 levels, you're probably going to need a Tetris probably every, like, 6 or 7 lines. You can really only take maybe, like, 2 burns per Tetris, so it's really, really aggressive.
Okay. Looking good now.
Yeah, 568 on 21. Still going to be relatively hard. He still needs about 400,000.
But he's clean. He's building on the left.
Oh, wow. That was a great spin.
I guess I should watch the stream version and not the live version because I don't want to be ahead of you.
Yeah, Scotto might be able to set up a little dirty here. He might
he's
have
upset.
to, actually.
He's upset that that he's having to build on top of as well. So what do you do at this point? Do you go for the dirty Tetris or do you just burn it down? It looks like he's going to choose to burn it down.
Yeah, I don't know. My opinion.
Looks like he has enough runway. I think might be cutting it a little close.
I don't know. My opinion at this point. I mean, you're going to need to go almost balls to the wall to get it. So, honestly, this game, I might focus more on getting a kicker than trying to go super aggressive. Because right now, his kicker's only 850.
Does he have 29 game?
Because I would say 727 going into 25. It's not entirely impossible that he can still max this, but he needs to go mega aggressive.
Does he have 29 game? Can he top a tank after 29?
Yeah, I mean, he is burning it in pretty good, though. 731.
He's going Quaid here. That's aggressive.
Oh, there we go. Set up again.
He's taking what the game's giving to him. There's 1.
I think you still need about 8 more. Maybe 7 with a lot of triples. So really, like 3 levels, I mean, it is theoretically possible because there are 250,000 total points available in the last 3 levels, and he needs about 230,000. But this RNG is not letting him do it.
He's keeping that well open for all it's worth. And he 86'd it again. Wow.
Yeah, Scott has still got 55 minutes, though, so there's still plenty of games to go. I mean, if anybody was watching the quals the other day, Heps got back-to-back maxes in his last 2 games. I mean, if anybody's capable of doing that, it's definitely Scotto as far as some of the consistent play.
Yeah, you just mentioned his kicker. I'm going to message him what his kicker is, because why not?
Yeah, 815 kicker. I mean, that is another interesting strategy, too, because, like, whenever you get to the point that you probably aren't going to be able to max it out unless you go mega aggressive, is it worth slightly dialing down the aggressive to guarantee that you get at least a half-decent kicker? I mean, that's an interesting question.
I mean, his PB is 1.2, so he needs to play and game 80% of his potential to get a max out. So you don't need to squeeze out every single freaking point.
No.
So it's a different way to play. If you're not used to playing that way, it's hard to downshift.
I have seen numerous
it's like Harry Hong's press down. If he's not used to not pressing down, it messes with him to change it up.
Yeah, I have seen numerous players just not dial it down. Even 1.3s. They play like they want to get a 1.3 and not a max out. And a lot of times it ends up biting them whenever they get too aggressive. I mean, it's a skill, actually. I mean, it's a real skill to be able to know how to gauge your own aggression. Because a lot of people either play too aggressive or too safe.
Going back to the 29 situation, he's a hybrid player. So does he make 29 setups? Does he ever hit a 30?
I don't know. 29, in my opinion, I mean, For a DAS player, I think 29 is all but out of the question unless you set up like to get a kill tris like right when you go into transition, right down the middle.
Egg Scout is not a kill screen guy.
Yeah, I know me personally. I don't care how long I practice. I will never be able to play on kill screen.
I mean, that's the next evolution of the game, obviously, with all these players with the tappers and the rollers honing their 29 skills because they're going to turn that into a second transition rather than a kill screen. Yep, it's
No,
going to kill
seriously, when you think about it, actually, I actually makes me wonder your opinion on this. Could you see a situation that if a roller, be it like Huff, Cheese, Hydrant, I mean, if any of those rollers end up winning the whole CTWC this year, could it be another turning point like Joseph was for tapping when he won in 2018, where 1 or 2 more years down the road is going to be almost entirely rollers?
It depends on how he does it. Joseph's method took off because he was the 16-year-old beating the 7-time champ with a new style.
Yeah.
If a roller beats run-of-the-mill tapper in that tapper's first ever final, that isn't as dramatic of a sea change, I should say.
Yeah.
So there's certainly going to be growing interest in it, but it's not going to explode the way tapping exploded. But who knows until it happens? Are we going to build Tetris Wells on 2 rows up? No, we're not.
I mean, my thought on it, honestly, is if rolling becomes the predominant style, then as much as I keep backing DAS is alive, DAS is not dead, if it truly comes down to having to play on kill screen in order to even survive, DAS will truly be dead. Because DAS physically cannot compete on kill screen, except maybe getting 1 kill trick you set up for on 28 down the middle.
So Scout's saying I think the turning point already happened because most top players already tried it, but I think the question was, would new players be attracted based off the new style? And that getting new people into the scene already, where is that going to come from? Because the teenagers have already come in, so maybe the 20-somethings, but they're not going to pick this game up. So I don't think we're going to see the same explosion that we saw. We're just going to see a gradual shift.
Seriously, from what I've seen, I mean, most of the people that take up the game or even play the game, I mean, they're either young kids, teenagers, or they're people my age that grew up on the game. Like, I very, very rarely see people in their 20s and early 30s.
Yep, that's our desert.
Yeah. Honestly, around that age range, I mean, I'm pretty sure Quaid's in that age range, like late 20s or something like that. I don't know Quaid's.
Yeah, but he's technically an old guy because he grew up with it very young.
Yeah.
He's been at CTWC all 12, 13 years.
Yeah. That actually gets me to think, too, like, Quaid and Svavar already have, like, 2+ max outs. 2 for Svavar, 4 for Quaid. How many people that were from the Jonas era do you see making the top 64? Because right now, like, assuming that it holds and 2 maxes get you in, we would already have 2 with Svavar and Quaid.
I mean, you got those 2. We don't have a Harry this year.
Yeah, that's sad.
Do you count Corion in that group? I mean, he's kind of a middle school guy. He came before Joseph, but well after the first gen. So we haven't seen Alex play yet. I don't know if Alex has been, but it's not going to be a lot. But then again, there weren't that many players back then. You know, we have 210 participants, and there were maybe that many. There was nowhere near 210 players in that first generation. So even if they all played, they're all going to be drowned out by the new people, and that's perfectly fine.
I mean, I personally love the fact that the game has just grown so much that a whole new generation takes it up. That it's not one of those things where when the older generation gets to a point they just can't do it anymore due to, like, life responsibilities that the scene would die. The fact that we have so many young people in the community pretty much ensures the scene's not going to die anytime soon. It's only going to keep booming. That's one thing I love about it.
Now, let's see how Scotto is doing while Messick is making fun of our logic.
I like Messick.
Hey. So we got 457 through nearly 100 lines, so nearly at that 20K pace.
Yeah, 103, 482. This is looking like low to mid 600K without any serious situations. Board is clean, 507, 110. So without burns, 5 potential Tetrises here. Realistically, probably going to be 3 or 4. But looking clean still so far. Might need to take a safety at some point. So it might be able to build a little bit of bad parry over on the left. His dependencies are coming. Whoa! Oh no! Ooh, wow! He's still alive.
Wow! That'll wake you up.
Oh yeah,
You know-
big time.
You know, when you talk about starting at level 19, I'd love to see a stat on percentage of CTWC matches, CTM matches, etc. that actually even reach 19.
Really,
It's
when you
not
think
nowhere
about
near
it,
100%.
I mean, from
It's
most
probably only
matches
about
I've seen, like
67%.
restreaming CTL, watching a lot of CTL, and even CTM, a lot of times you don't really start seeing people that you pretty much have to get to 19 to win until you get to around the Division 5, Division 4 level, which generally is around the entry-level max outer. Before that, a lot of times, I mean, somebody ends up topping out on 18 at least a couple times during the match.
So now you see that he's changed over to tapping, which I guess he's a literal hybrid, and he's just switching back and forth. Not he sort of taps. I guess he literally does both methods as it suits him, and maybe that will help your hand health and your pain level through the course of a long session like this one.
Yeah, that's another reason why I never bothered to try and learn how to do things like tapping and rolling. Like, I like the fact that I've never had a hand issue in 2 years of grinding this game.
But look at him pressing down. He wants these points, and that might help. Those extra few seconds, maybe they'll add up and give him an extra go.
And you never know. All you need is 1 second on the clock to be able to get another run. Yeah, 32-146. Pretty good first quarter here. Definitely want to keep an eye and see if Scott is able to keep pulling this off. Yeah, but with about 45 minutes left to go, I mean, Scotto with a pace like this, 41-193, I got a feeling Scott, this is one of those ones that Scotto definitely doesn't want to let get away.
I mean, he's on the board, but you got to think the pressure's on. Like, you get those top players that don't seem to ever get over the hump until the very end.
Yeah,
You've
I
seen
would
a lot
say
of the types of runs over the past couple of years with these online quals.
Yeah, I would say the pressure would definitely be on here because not only does Scotto need a second max, Scotto also needs a better kicker than 815, so he really needs 2 more good games.
Yeah, he did kind of kill that one game when he was well on his way to at least a 900. But I did notify him that, so he is aware now.
That's good. Still, 45 minutes left. Assuming every game goes into transition or kill screen, he's probably got maybe 5 or 6 more games left. So there is time for Scotto to be able to make this up.
He's looking good, building up on the left like he should.
Yeah, I like Toby in the chat. 0 expectations so to avoid the stress in the first place. That's a good way to go about it.
Only robots and machines can think like that.
Tell you one thing, I am definitely not a robot. But one thing is, I usually don't let the pressure get to me because I just tell myself it's all about having fun.
No matter what you tell yourself, it's always different from when you're practicing. Every time.
Oh yes, I can definitely attest to that.
So he's going to set up dirty here. Nope, he's going to clear it out.
Point.
He's asking for a J piece. He's asking politely for a J piece. He's not screaming for one.
All right, one thing I have noticed over the years, whenever you ask RNG for a piece, you usually don't get it.
He certainly got it 2 pieces after he needed it.
Then I guess the game likes Scotto more than it likes me.
So he's setting up dirty. He's going to go dirty straight down the middle. He's going to maintain it here. Let's see. No, he's not.
Yeah, 99-420, still a pretty good pace here. That's on line for probably like mid to upper 500 transition, which is definitely max out range for Scotto.
He just hasn't put together that 19 run. He seems to he's been getting these great early 18 games, and then
yeah, that was a little bit of an iffy move right there, and not just taking the triple downs. No matter what, I mean, he's only going to be able to get a triple because of the hole over in column 504. I'm not sure
look at this move
there.
Give him the line game. Let's go. Come on. Nope, gonna take the L. he said it was pointless, but it gave him some points. Triples are worth something.
Yeah. I don't know. A
Just
lot of
enough
times,
for-
whenever I just have that hole down the bottom, I usually try to just burn it down. Even though it's not a Tetris, a lot of you're still gonna have that hole down at the bottom. At some point, you're gonna have to deal with it. Like, why not just deal with it and cut your losses? I mean, I'm not sure if it's even the best strategy, but it's a strategy I use.
He's going to keep this build one row off the bottom.
Here, 495 transition, 500k post gonna be needed, but this is definitely in Scotto's range. He's capable of doing it.
Here it comes.
RNG still trolling him though. He's still digging though, but this is hurting his pace. Come on, give him the L. Give him the L.
You might want to.
No, it's not happening.
Yeah, you definitely need the reps. Hero saves in a competition situation, but with the clock running, with 40 minutes to go, just kill it and try again.
Yeah, you guys in the chat's talking about this is already an esport. No, Tetris is definitely already a well-established esport. And to be honest, like the way that it's growing, I wouldn't be surprised if like some years down the road it actually turns into like a really big professional esport with some of the top players actually being signed to contracts with teams. I mean, I could see it happening. I mean, where you already have teams for like even things like Smash Brothers. I mean, Classic Tetris could get to that point.
Going dirty again. He's not liking this RNG though. It's just not working out the right way as he's wanting it to.
Yeah, this RNG can shove it seriously.
Just bad mojo.
Michael Jordan got his start in Tetris. I like Blurry Bigfoot here. Yeah, Biggest Doss are asking here, will Quaid be the highest DAS qualifier? I would say the only player that I think might be able to take a run at those 4 maxes is Green Tea, because Green Tea's back this year. Green Tea was an extremely, extremely good DAS player 2 years ago. I would say if Green Tea like plays to his max potential, he has a chance to break 4 maxes. But honestly, I don't know if any of the other ones can.
We haven't seen him play in 2 years now, so everybody else has gotten so much better. Has he gotten better? Even if he maintains his level from 2019, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in a competitive sense. But in a qual sense, we'll wait and see. I hope he does. I'm rooting for him, obviously, but
yeah, another one too. Sharky might also have a shot to be able to get multiple maxes too. 4, I'm not sure, because that's hard for any DAS player. But I mean, you can't count them out. I mean, Sharky's really consistent. He usually gets at least a couple maxes in most of his practice runs.
misses the spin.
Yes, Stack Attack. I've watched Matt Martin practice. Matt Martin can get a lot of 900s like nobody's business. I mean, if he gets a little bit more, I mean, he can get a lot of max outs as well. Yeah, Spider Waffle saying he got 4 in a mock qual, so he can be a contender there.
Everybody's gotten better sitting at home doing nothing but playing Tetris. That's for sure.
Yeah. I know
It'll
for
be
me, I
interesting
mean,
to
like
see
a
what
lot of my
happens if-
old hobbies, I mean, like I used to go to trivia nights, I used to go to poker nights, I used to go to chess clubs. I mean, pretty much all my old hobbies were wiped out by the pandemic, so like Tetris is pretty much my primary one.
Interesting to see what happens when everything actually eases up and people go outside a lot more often again.
Yeah.
Will all the Tetris playing be pushed off to the side for breathing oxygen and touching grass?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see that. The other thing, too, is what's going to happen whenever the CTWC actually goes back to live in Portland. Are the qual scores going to go down because not as many people can come out? Are they going to do a hybrid system where people can win seats online doing this same format? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play it.
The online quals have certainly been fun. The online competition, little, not quite as good as the live scene without the live crowd, but the quals are great because we can hang out and talk a little trash and have some fun and swap some stories and talk with chat, and that's always been my favorite part. Especially last year was this qual session. That was a pleasant surprise for everybody, and I'm glad we're back at it this year, this format.
Yeah, now this format to me is exactly what CTWC is all about because everybody has a chance to do it. It's a whole week of everybody doing the qual, so you get more Tetris than you can handle. And just like the thrill of like watching the competition, just knowing that like everybody's at their best. I mean, like you're seeing like players you've never heard of coming out of the woodwork. I mean, live because it's like for most people expensive to be able to fly all the way out to Portland. I mean, there could be plenty elite players that for life reasons might actually not be able to go out there. So ideally what I would love to see is a hybrid where they have this same quals, top 64 make it, but then you play the main event live in Portland. And like you fly the people out that qualify high enough out of the budget.
I do think that if fewer people don't show up because they didn't qualify, I think you want that live crowd energy of actual players there who know what's going on, who can sense the turn and tide of a game.
Yeah.
And if you have everybody who goes out who doesn't make the bracket but goes out anyway, thinking they have a chance, there's something to be said about the live quals. So maybe you even have half the seats available online and half the seats available live. But
I think that would be awesome.
of questions
I actually
to
like
be
that
asked.
idea more, like having a hybrid of like half live, half online, because it would give some incentive for people to go. Like for me, example, like I would like if all the quals were done live versus like half the quals done live. I mean, I just feel like what is the incentive for some people to go if they know they wouldn't have any chance of making it?
Right. And you want those people you want players who are there who are in the crowd and cheering everybody on. You need that energy live.
Yeah, I know. I would prefer to do a qual live because I love the energy. But when you consider like the logistics of like going out there when you know you're only going to be going out for the thrill of it, I can only see myself going to Portland once just to say I did. Like
And we did a
spending,
hybrid
$1,000
for
room and board is something that like for somebody that realistically has no chance of winning. I mean, just to do it for fun. I mean, it is something that I do want to do, but as I said, only do it once.
So Scotto has a transitioned. I didn't get the score, but he is at 662 at level 21, so he's in that high 500 trans range.
Yeah,
So
664
another
and level
possibility
22.
here, looking good.
I
Looking
would say
comfy in
694
his.
level 22. This is definitely in range for Scotto. Scotto won't even need to go mega aggressive here. Scotto just needs to take what the game gives him with its base pace this good.
He has lines are in the middle of his pack statistic wise. He's not getting a lines the least game, not getting a lines the most game.
Well, that was interesting. He didn't use the O over in 1-2. He uses that O in 1-2. He's good. Okay, set up again. 731. Getting another one. 761 going into the second half. So just 6-7 more Tetrises. Still got 5 levels. So this is definitely in range. You can still afford to take some few burns too. Might go for a dirty here. He is going
And
for
you
the
see what
dirty.
he did with that square, yep.
Come on, give it to him.
Getting droughted.
Give it to him. There it is. 801. He probably still needs 6 Tetrises.
He called that center well life.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so uncomfortable for these players. Like, it's no different than waiting for a line piece on the edge.
It's all psychological.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Like,
You
he's
think
not
you're getting
comfortable
droughted
playing that way.
just because you're more
Had he-
focused.
Had he gotten that line piece earlier, it'd have been like, okay, now I can transfer my well, but he didn't want to keep maintaining that center well.
Yeah, he's still playing on row 2 here. He is ready. 814.
I'm all about the row 2 Tetrises.
Come on, he's getting high. Get the O. Oh, he didn't take the O burn. Doesn't matter. He still got it. Take it in. Get ready. There's another one. 881. He's at least going to get a 900 kicker here, but he's still got a shot at the max. Still needs 3 Tetrises and some change. Okay, got one. 916. 2 more and some change.
As of 1 piece of cheese in row 4, row 3 now.
Regardless, he's at least going to have his kicker here.
All right, gets it free.
Come on. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Here, 920, 191.
Oh.
Got a kicker.
He did squeeze his kicker. Now he's getting to the 35-minute range. Now he's going to need, like... He could get 3 out of this, but at his current pace, I mean, at least get the 1.
I would say at this point, as long as he gets one more max out with the 900 kicker, I think he'll at least get into the field. But I,
So he's
but I
got-
would say to get into a bracket where he's not going to be matched up against one of the big guns right away, I think he's definitely going to want to get 3 maxes.
So to squeeze out the maximum number of games here, at transition, you want at least 550. What's the cutoff for starting over again and maintaining as much time as possible?
I would say for me, if you're going for a max out, unless you have a transition of at least 500, it's pretty dicey if you're not an elite player.
So 500 is what he's looking at. All right.
Yeah. What I'm talking about is if you're like a Tristop, if you're an Eric, if you're a Joseph, like a Dog Andy, I mean, you could probably max in a 400 range because you can play 600 posts. But for players that aren't one of the big elite players, I would say at least in a 500,000 range transition to be safe without having to go mega aggro.
Yeah, so Stacktacular says he stayed in position 19, but you do have to consider that there's 150 more players who are going to go. So that is quite a significant jump with all those other players who are going to max with a 900 kicker.
Yeah, I think
this
he's
is
going to need
especially going to be a
one more
big
max to
jump
be safe.
if he does get that second max, because if you look at the board right now, a 2 maxes with a 870 would have been in the 16th place. 2 maxes with a 900 plus kicker is going to be in the top 10.
Yeah, and then scale that down. That should be enough to get him in. But still, in my opinion, I think he's definitely going to need at least one more max. I don't think a 920 with one's going to be enough. Because there's plenty of kickers that are well over 920, even for the ones that do get one. Like, I'm pretty confident that a lot of players that get one later on are going to have strong kickers above 920. But 920 is a respectable enough kicker that it's worth listing, if that makes sense.
So if a Vitz is...
I don't know if that Omis drop was a bit approved, but that's pretty well.
Yep, I just... I was about to comment on his Vitz there with the L.
Yeah, this is looking dicey here. You probably might want to reset.
Gets
this.
the line
There's a lot of
over.
burning.
There's not that much to burn if he can uncover it, and he does.
He is almost out of it, though, but it's still a lot of stacking here.
Looks good.
Oh, he's still
Look at
getting
that.
it.
Swims over the L.
Wow, that was close.
Opens it up. Boom,
Very
Tetris
impressive.
Shadow Bozo.
I don't think I could have.
Come on, GD. Where's your freaking where's your catchphrase?
Hey, it was a good dig, but
Wow.
I gotta save it for a big moment.
Wow, you are holding them back, sir.
Hey, I've only used it once tonight. Now I want to make that phrase mean something. You see, if I would have used it
Ooh.
right there, it wouldn't have meant anything because Scotto topped out.
Uh-huh. That was a hero game in a competitive setting, but he had to kill it.
Yeah. No, it's just a new thought process I have. Like, whenever I say it, I want people to really, like, embrace it because they know I'm not going to be saying it lightly. Because when I was saying it all the time, I feel like it lost a lot of its sheen whenever I used it in a big moment. It's just me trying to balance myself out as a commentator.
Now he's thinking about stopping the down pressing, letting it play, but
AR Barrow, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be commentating the qual because after this qual is done, I'm actually going to be done for the evening. I'm not sure who's got the shift later on. Wow, that was a nice spin from Scotto there.
wow.
And that's the other thing, too, whenever Golf 35 says limited by the hours of the convention. I like the fact you can do it online because you don't have to worry about being limited. You can do best of fives in all your matches. Because a lot of times whenever you have best of three, it's much, much easier for a fluke to occur. Like for example, when I played in Ohio and I ended up getting a game off of Nolan in Ohio, Nolan is a player I have absolutely no business beating. But because it was a best of three, all of a sudden I'm one game away from winning. When in reality, it probably would have been a 3-1. Like best of three is more indicative of somebody's skill and is more representative of somebody really pulling the upset rather than somebody just having a lucky two games to win.
And that's what made Jonas's streak so significant, that he overcame that year after year after year.
I know.
Then just with that limited time, with that biggest possibility of an upset, with the best two of three rather than the 3 of 5 situation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I will always vote for best of 5 anytime. And if it really means limiting games to best of 3s if you did all of it live, I would do as much of it online as you could to be able to maintain best of 3, best of 5 live.
Oh, it's a lot to talk about, but the big thing is we do want to see everybody in person next year for sure.
And I will be there next year. I hope it happens in person because I will definitely be there.
Nobody's freaking out about anything. Yes, that it's just an
Yeah, 62,285 is a pretty good pay from Scotto in this game. 66,307 at the halfway point. 65 times 2 is 130, so you multiply 308 by 2, that would put him in the 600k transition range. And he's getting another Tetris, so he's maintaining the pace.
So I think Mega Rutschman was saying that he had some wrist problems again. I haven't kept up with him recently, but I think if we go back live again, he would certainly show up, especially because he lives in the northwestern United States, and that's not much of a trip for him.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Ooh. Now he's back to DAS, and he let go too early on that.
Here we go. 81,378, still on pretty good pace. Still in the 600k transition. Based on this pace right now with 27 minutes left, I'm going to say this is pretty close to a must-max game for Scotto. I mean, you're not always going to get paces to get you 600,000 transitions.
I mean, going into the session, what were you thinking he was going to get? Or did you think he was going to be upper level 4+, or were you thinking 1 to 2?
I was thinking 2 with a 900 kicker. Originally, I said I would have thought his goal would have been 3 based on his skills, but realistically, I always put it a little bit below the goal. So I was projecting 2 with a 900 kicker.
He's getting a little double towered up there.
His pace is still good, though. He's still playing it a little bit high. I mean, he knows he needs to get this max. I mean, he's not doing anything conservative here. Gets another one. He's set up for another one. Actually, he's set up for almost 2, I think. Now he's set up for 2. 478, 106. So 600,000 transition is still on the board here. Yeah, 110, 500. Honestly, I think this is a must-max game for Scott.
You gotta keep this, and you gotta finish.
This is a must-max.
But like he said, is he gonna go back to tapping? That's gonna be the big question here.
Okay, still has 3 Tetrises available here, so you can still get the 600 trans.
All right. Start your engines. Away we go here.
Yeah, he can get 3 Tetrises with no burns, 2 with a couple burns. Okay, now it's just going to be 2. Should put his transition in like the 590s range. But he's not getting a Lombard.
He's not comfortable with his height. He
does get one
more. Consider burning.
578. He'll transition at 602 here.
His pace is good enough that he doesn't need to go all the way aggro to the top of the screen. He can dial it down a little bit.
Yeah, opted not to wait for the Tetris transitions at 586 instead. Gets
no,
the
no,
finally
no problem with that.
Yeah, this opinion, right now in the 600s at level 20, he has to get this. Yeah, there's really no place to put that. Got the Vits. Oh, that's that O burst. There we go. Okay, good adjustment. Good to fill that.
Nice and low. That's where you want to be.
Oh, come on, come on. A little bit late there.
He's just showing off now about DAS going on a delayed Vits on level 19.
There we go. Boom. 702. Come on, Scott. There we got another one. 731.
Perfect board. I hate to say he's got this, but it's as close as he's got this as possible.
Now, at this point, he cannot afford not to get this with the pace he's on.
He's dependent now. There's the line. 3-line solve.
There we go. 768.
50 lines to go. Plenty of runway.
My thought is, anytime you're over 750 when you get to level 24, I think you're in pretty good range. Yeah, I've only ever done that 3 times. Like, be at 750 at level 24.
Now at 800K, 32 lines to go.
Come on. Oh, he's wow. That was a smart move right there. A lot of people are just taking the triple.
Flatline burn. Kingsman's losing it right now.
Come on, 837. 5 more Tetrises. 5 more. He's still got 3.5 levels.
You can see the pressure on Scotto's face. Oh wait, he's a robot.
Nice. Still
wait, he just jiggled a little bit. I noticed some intensity.
Still needs.
He
5.
knows he needs this. He's trying to be Mr. Cool.
Actually, with the triples, possibly 3 more. Okay, there's 1. 18 more lines. It's still got the runway here.
Holding up. Spamming left. Takes a couple safety burns.
Come on, give it to him. There we go. There's 1. 955. Triple and a Tetris should do it. There we go. 990. Okay, triple and a line out here, or 1 Tetris. Set up for it. He's set up. He's set up. Give it to him. Give it to him. Come on, give it to him.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Let's go.
Can't take the triple. Can't take the triple. No. No. Come on. What? Give him the line. Give him the friggin' long bar.
Are you kidding me?
995, 359.
Wow, he's asking about the triple. 5,000 points away.
Okay, at that point, I think 1 more max will definitely get him in with a 995 kicker at least. All I can say about that is hell no. RNG, hell no.
Wow.
Seriously though, 995 with a kicker, I really think a second max will clinch him in with a kicker that high. So that game was not in vain, in my opinion.
He is upset, as you can imagine. Somebody with that demeanor can be upset. He's actually speaking more than a couple sentences. But he started right away again.
Yeah, actually, Sundeko, I think a triple would be about 9,000 or so points. I know triple into 29 is 9,000. So I don't think it wouldn't have been enough. I said a triple and a line I would have been able to finish it, but at that point RNG just wouldn't give it to him. Because he was at the point near the end of 227 lines that I think the triple wouldn't have been enough. Because I think he did take the triple, take one of them near the end.
Yeah, this game just killed that game. Oh, he's gonna keep it in. He's gonna get the dirty Tetris. Maybe not.
Now this RNG's bad. He's still lined up for it though, but he's taking a lot of burns.
Did not see that L spin.
He finally got it. But he's still gonna be doing some digging here. Yeah, just kill that. RNG, real nice guy. I like that from Tyrannosaurus Rad. Actually, I like Rudy the Number Gopher better. Somebody's got to get that meme going. Rudy the Number Gopher, as in gophering up your score.
I mean, that's got to be the top kicker.
No, seriously. I mean, it's a strong enough kicker that I think another max should clinch the gold bracket for him. In fact, I mean, it's going to be close enough that, I mean, it might end up getting him in the gold bracket anyway. Even if a lot of people get 1 maxes. Because a 995 kicker is really strong.
Oh, wow. 996 for SV for the kicker. But that will jump him about 10 places if he can... It'll put him between Terrence and Brighton if he can get the second max.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it will be enough to get him in, but another max I think will clinch him getting in, even if a lot of people get 2 maxes. So 995 is very strong.
Thanks, Stack. I can see the stream, but it's very small letters. I had to, with my old man eyes, go squint at it. But yes, it's a jump. It's quite a jump.
Yeah, they're just saying they're E flat having a 999 kicker, but E flat's got 4 maxes. E flat's in no matter what.
And keep in mind the 30th percentile is the gold bracket cutoff, and right now that would be your top 15 places. So he's not in that 15th place right now. He's under that threshold. Top 45th percentile would be your silver bracket. So this max out is probably at this point going to determine which bracket he's going to be in. If he wants that slice of the world championship, he needs to get this max now.
But as I said, the good news is if he gets that max, he'll have enough of an edge over the other 2-time maxes. It should clinch him.
Absolutely. He knows, and I think Scotto knows it.
So it is a good news that last game was not in vain, giving him a strong kicker at least.
Not completely.
Yeah, 47,195, looking like a pretty solid pace. This is probably upper 500,000 transition territory. So, which, again, anything over 500,000 of our player Scotto's caliber is definitely in range.
There was a good point in chat also. Had he taken that triple to go into 29, he would have gotten credit for a level 29 triple because it gives you the next level points when you transition.
Yeah. That's why I always look at it when I go in. When I get to the very end, I know the last Tetris is 36,000.
So he's at a good pace again, at the 61 lines at 266. Not quite the 100 per 20.
Although 65 is the exact halfway point. 288 times 2 is about 560 plus. So that's definitely very good if he can hold that pace.
And might even improve on it the way Scotto plays. I mean, he's shaking his leg now, so he's feeling it.
Yeah, 17 minutes left. I mean, Scotto's got 2 more shots, maybe 3 after this. Depending if Scotto punts one of the other games. But yeah, 17 minutes are still time. Like he's definitely got at least 2 more shots after this one.
So RNG is helping him out. He had the L dependency, filled it right in immediately. Same thing with the J right there.
Love to hear, getting enlightened. Okay, 384.86. Now, not really a good place to put that, unfortunately. This is turning into a little bit of a dig. This is just bad RNG here. But a couple tucks might be okay. Good, get a double tap there. He got the double tap, great.
GD is really good because he's saying the exact words that Scotto is saying on his stream. It's kind of amazing to hear them both say the same thing at the same time.
I'm not watching his stream either. I just think like a player.
Got Kreskin over here. That's the data joke for Vandy.
Okay, 433. We're now at 98, still in range. I would say right now this is probably, assuming no digs and assuming mostly Tetrises with nominal burns, this should be around a 570 or a 580 transition.
Ooh, he had a cover as well with that, and then it gets
the line. I also said assuming nominal burns. This dig might hurt it.
Look at that! Look at that solve. Perfect 3-line solve.
There you go, 484, 112. Still looking good.
So he was saying how he should have got Tetris ready with that L to fill in the gap. What's your opinion on getting Tetris ready as soon as possible? I know a lot of the players like to rather build more on the left than getting Tetris ready as soon as possible.
Yeah. I would say my thought on that is if the board is relatively healthy and it's not going to put you in a situation where you're going to get dependent, I would say get Tetris ready. If there's even the slightest possibility that you can get a dependency, fill the dependency and then get Tetris ready. Because there's a lot of times players might make a minor dependency because they're only like 4 or 5 high, and then that dependency turns really deadly when RNG bursts them. So I would say a lot of times, if you have a dependency, fill the dependency first. If you don't have a dependency, go ahead and get ready to get Tetris ready.
Well, he's at 600 at level 20, so he had about the 550-ish transition. I didn't quite get the score there.
Here we go.
And I did see that T-Rad does know who Kreskin is, so at least one person knows what the heck I'm talking about.
It's all good. Okay, 636 here. Getting a little bit high. Oh, this could be dangerous. L and J's are for dirty Tetris.
Give it to him,
Go for dirty. Oh, you might have to burn it. It's getting really high. You might have to.
Oh, man. Oh, we're getting tight. 15 minutes to go.
I said he's got at least 2 more shots. He needs this though. He needs to get one last one here.
This is
as soon as I saw that row where it was a J or an L turned into a Lawnmower dependency, I knew
normally these streams are about 500 viewers or so, and you got 4 to 9 players on, and it's all fun and jokes and let's talk about other things. But we have 550 viewers focusing on one man trying to get one score with 50 minutes to go. This is the most intense we've seen in the qualifiers this entire session.
Hey, he wants to get a hell yeah out of me. He's got to get this last max.
It's coming. We all think it's coming.
Come on. I know the chat wants another hell yeah from me. That was interesting there because in that case, it would have been a little bit sloppy on the left, but he had the ability to use that J piece to get the Tetris and burn it down 4 lines. It might have been a little more time burning it after that, but a lot of players sometimes, I mean, it's an interesting question too. Valor might actually be able to answer this in the chat. Do you always take a Tetris if it's available, or do you pass up a Tetris for board health? Because it looked like right there that Scotto passed up the Tetris. Ended up taking a few burns afterwards. Would he have taken those same burns if he just took the Tetris?
I think in your first 20 lines, go for board health. I mean, if the board turns to garbage, reset.
That's me. There's a lot of different ways that could be taken. I'm not sure what the right answer is. That's why I'm asking.
So we're back to normal board health. Tall on the right, short on the left. Place for every piece.
Yeah, Mr. Brain says take the Tetris. Yeah, Northing says both options. All right, Valor. Okay, Valor's saying fill the dependency will be 95% of the time before the Tetris.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I'm actually curious myself what the right answer is.
The right answer is whatever gets Scotto this max out in the next 15 minutes.
Amen to that. See, I like you. I like you, Bidwell.
So we're looking good. 60 lines. Well, he's got 58 at the moment, but the next Tetris will get him that 100,000 point pace. So obviously,
Valor's
display dependency worked the right way.
Okay, right there, 67, 329. This is very, very good. 71, 352. This is 650 range right now.
RFH saying situations are situational. What philosophy there?
Ooh,
good the line spin's still cool.
Yeah. I actually have a hard time pulling off line spins. I can usually get S spins and Z spins. T spins are hard. I don't think I've ever gotten a line spin.
They don't feel right because they have to be floating out one extra row from where your typical spins are, so they just don't feel natural until it actually fits in properly. So here we go, 421 through 84. For our last qualifier of this session, we'll have Vince Clemente later on at 2 a.m., I believe, UTC.
Yeah, still got 11 minutes, so he's still got one more game after this one regardless.
We appreciate everybody stopping by and chat and hanging out with us. I took a vacation this week. I'm judging Tetris. I'm commentating Tetris. I'm watching it. I even played a little bit, although not well. And he's discussing his time situation with 10 minutes to go. You can get a complete game plus starting another one in that 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think this is a must-win game.
You got to take this game though.
This is a must-win game with as little time as you have. It has a 104.516.
I mean, if he doesn't get this one, it's a psychological toll.
And not even that. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to get a 600,000 transition either. So this is probably the easiest runway he's going to have for the remainder of this.
No, he's going to have 650 here, possibly.
This one here, you got 16 more lines. It's probably not going to get all 4. No, he's not going to get all 4 because he took a burn. Let's say he gets 3 more. This should put him around 640. But again, assuming no more crazy burns.
Right. And board health is paramount.
There you go, 589. You still got 2 more.
Get that transition with the stack below the halfway point of the board. No sense in risking it right now.
613. This will transition him at 637 if he's able to fill it.
Exactly. And just as I say that, he's burning down because, yes, he said it. Play it safe.
He knows what he's got to do. He knows what he's got to do. He only needs about 380,000 points. He can afford to play this a little bit safer in some situations.
He played it safe with a 617. How would you like to have a safe 617?
Huh. I'd kill for it. I've only ever gotten a transition that high one time. 619 is my best ever transition. One other time I had a 602.
And the board looked like what when you got that 602?
Not like this, I'm sure.
So 602, it was ugly. The 619, it was actually clean. I topped out at 792 on that run.
I hear the crows in the background in Oregon.
Come on, there we go.
Hopefully
677.
Hopefully they're positive crows and not ominous crows.
Okay, still looking clean here. 679, 680 now with a burn. Only on level 21, so plenty of runway now. My thought, as long as he's able to stay around 750,000 going into 24, he's in range where he doesn't have to go crazy aggressive.
Yeah, he needs to get Tetris ready. That wasn't an intentional cover up. That was an overshift.
Yeah, luckily it was low enough on the board it wasn't going to screw him. Needs an O piece though. Not getting it. He's good move. Just taking the safety triple. He knows he's got the runway.
I don't think he's gotten a Tetris yet post 19.
Yeah,
There's one.
As long as he has 750 plus going into 24, he's fine.
There's two.
There
Just
we go.
keep him
751 into 23. He's still got some runway.
So
he
about
doesn't
9
have to go
Tetrises
crazy
roughly.
aggressive with this.
9 Tetrises in 48 lines.
There we go. He's set up again. 779. Probably needs 7 more.
Yes, this is as good as it gets, but we know how quickly things can turn.
No, this is a must-win game for Scotto. He's only got one realistic shot left.
Take every... there we go. Another
Great
Tetris.
Move. Great
Perfect.
move. 821. 5 more to go. 5 more. He's got 5 more, and he's got 4.5 levels. He can afford to be safe. Come on, don't go super high if you don't have to. You only need 4 more. There we go. 3 more. There we go. Actually, 4 more from here.
If this is a tournament game, you are taking all the risks. If this is a call game when you need 140,000, you play it safe.
There we go. 4 more, and he's got it.
Tetris ready.
862.
There it is.
3 more.
895.
3 more. He's got 3
204.
levels. He's putting a little bit of weight down there. He's got to burn that down. Take the split triple. Good move. Good move. Still got 21 lines. These 3 more. He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time. Good triple.
No, he's going to take a triple again.
Actually, all these triples, you might only need 2 more if he takes enough of them. There we go.
Tetris
He's
ready.
Come on, come on. There we go. Boom. That's what we're talking about. 949. Come on. We got one more Tetris and a couple triples. 2 Tetrises, definitely.
Oh, the square king one piece too late, but he's going to be ready.
He's still okay. He's still okay. Come on, give it to him. Give it to him.
A little dicey now.
Give it to him. Oh, no. Come on. It's reopened. It's reopened. Come on. He's got to get that over. Get that over. Come on. Give it to him. 956. 956. He's still okay. Come on. 959. Come on. Give it to him. Come on. 993. Needs a triple. He needs a triple. He gets set up for the triple. Come on. There it is. Got it. He got it, ladies and gentlemen. He got the second max out. Hell yeah.
5 minutes to go. Start again, dude. Let's go. He just said he learned from his mistake and took the triple to max out.
Yeah, you earned the hell yeah on that one.
Much AF. That is loving it. And we're going again. You got to take that momentum and get a third. That's going to take him up and near the top 10.
No, that with a 995 kicker, I think that clinches his spot.
11th place right now. With another max, he's going to jump up to 8th.
He can do this. He can do this.
Look at him shaking his leg. Look at all that emotion that he's expressing.
Yeah, that was CLUTCH right there. Clutch. Yeah, that my opinion, this is absolutely safe for gold.
Had he taken any of those risks in a tournament game, you know, saying he was racing somebody else, also knocking down every Tetris, like what I mean, would he have topped out? Would any of those have made him been a mistake that made him screw up? I think so. I think this pressure, you could sense the situation, the pressure he was in. And had he like gone for any of those extra, you know, squeeze out extra
You hear Valor, you couldn't get it from the spelling.
I think that would have topped out had he been too aggressive. He played it absolutely safe.
No, knew exactly what he needed to do. Knew he needed that last triple at the end. That was some really, really great score management at the end.
Ooh. He's going to clean it up.
Yeah, he still even if he doesn't want to play this game, he's still got 4 minutes. He still has time.
Yeah, he's still got 4 minutes. Yep.
No, I didn't start over. I think I spelled it right. I'm pretty sure I spelled clutch right.
That's got Valor's kicker, so I guess there's a bit of a rivalry there. They're both Pacific Northwest.
Valor rooting against Scott. Oh no, ouch.
Yep, Svar, that's me. Svavar, sorry. It's always been one of those names I've been I got a Midwestern tongue. I don't have any spice or ability to put any foreign spin on my words. So good to see you though. Great job yesterday with you and your posse. Looking cool AF. Representing DAS players. But this is going to pretty much be the final game unless Scotto resets. But he's looking great.
Yeah, 142, 31 lines. That's 600,000 transition pace through the first quarter.
Getting a little spicy up there. Ooh,
that was close.
Whoa.
That was like one frame right there.
Yeah, I was swimming with sharks right there. Holy crap.
Seriously, one frame.
Did he just really not want the Tetris, or he just like the drama? I don't know.
No, I think he's trying to pump up the crowd. I mean, he already knows the crowd's getting pumped up because he waited till the very end to get in the field.
He's thinking in his mind about the math. He's like, I can't beat Quaid right now, but can I beat Valor? But he's already thinking about that stuff. So that's a good mental space to be in when you're not like pressured to even get into the field.
No, he knew he needed that last max to even get in the field. Now at this point, I think he knows he's in the field. He's really trying to think of like, how aggressive do I want to try and go here? Because he knows he doesn't need it at this point. It might actually make him play better.
He's talking about playing aggressive versus toning it down too.
And seriously, I'm not listening to his stream. I'm just trying to get in the mind of a player.
You know you're recording his phone calls, Val. He's complaining about his bad pace at 278.
I don't know. 70 times 4 goes to 280. That's about 520 if it stays the whole way through.
That's
Add a little
not
bit of aggression, probably like 550.
Yeah, for million point pace, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, honestly, like, when I play a game, even though I haven't gotten to max out yet, I usually consider, like, 550 around the mark where I feel like this could be the game. But I would say a player like Scotto's more 500, as I was saying.
It is kind of interesting, CTM does the highest score, the highest 2 scores, without a cap. CTWC does the traditional score cap. So it's kind of like in bowling when you set up a lane with the minimal oil, where the professionals can just knock out 300s like with ease. It's kind of one of those situations where it does let players showcase themselves, like just knocking out 9.
I've also said this
max
too.
out, max out. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Give me your opinion on this. My opinion, I think a Tetris max out is the Tetris equivalent of bowling a 300 in many aspects.
I think so at this point.
Because I think of it as like, it's a rite of passage to know you're getting into the elite levels of the game. The top pros can do it almost at will. And like, it's not like something where like, okay, you got this, so like you're one of the very, very best ever. Where like 10 years ago it might have been. But it's still, if you go to any bowler in this world, I guarantee you go up to them and they'll say, what was one of the most memorable points of your bowling journey? I guarantee you they'll all say when I got my first 300.
Yeah, you go to any bowling lane, they're going to have a list of their 300 players in their league up on the wall.
That's
so
what that's to me. That's what a Tetris
tour.
max out is. Like it's not. It's a real rite of passage.
For sure. And this is still one of the toughest, if not the toughest, NES game out there. Millions of copies of this game sold around the world.
and less than 500 people have played it to its completion.
No, I'll
by
tell you
getting a
this right
million
now.
points.
Whenever I get my max out, it is going to be the biggest accomplishment of my entire gaming career, and I've been gaming for over 30 years.
I'm one state over in Ohio, and I'll probably hear you screaming from here. Probably.
Yeah. Okay, Scotto looking good here. 542. One more Tetris here will get him into the upper 560s. With no burns. He is taking a burn there, so it would get him a 566. Which is right around the range I was saying, like mid to upper 500s. There we go, 566. Only needs about 435,000 or so to be able to get the max here. This will be huge for Scotto
And
to be able to move
see
up
right
the
there,
scene and
his
avoid
right
some of
was
these
just a
big
little bit
guns.
high, and he's going to burn it down with his 550 rather than build off of it and go for squeeze out every point. So he knows the situation. He knows what he needs. Scotto has played this masterfully right now.
At this point, I think Scotto knows he's playing with house money. He might play this a little more aggressively that he's comfortable with, even thinking he might be going for like a 1.2, because he knows he's in the field. He knows he doesn't have to change anything. He's whatever.
Well,
happens.
he wants that third max. And we have past time. This is
Barely got that. Needs another one. Oh, sealed it! Oh, he reopened it. He did reopen it.
Yep.
There we go. Whew, that was close.
Great solve.
Here's 677, level 22. Still looking good.
So you'll need a little bit higher Tetris rate than the last game.
Here's 705.
So he's going to need about 5 or 6 lines to burn this down to normal.
Oh, he's getting a little
That's
bit
going to cut
aggressive
into his
here.
pace.
Oh, nice
Ooh.
quick tap there. Nice quick tap.
So he is playing DAS this game, so he is...
No, he's still got plenty of time. He can set up for a dirty. He'll set up for
yeah.
a dirty.
Ooh,
Gets
he's
it. There
gonna
we
get
go.
the dirty, but it's going to burn
748.
his board state.
Okay, there he is. 750,000 barrier going into 24 second half of post, so he's still in range.
Oh, that line piece to the left is perfect.
Still in range here. Oh, he needs a J.
This is suffer game right now.
Come on, needs an L. Got the L. Long bar down, column 8. Good.
Alternating burn shelves. Look at the line, 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 line. Get it down to the bottom.
All right, 767. Might have to turn up the aggression a little more in the last 3 levels, but he is still looking good. 778. He's only going to be able to take a handful of burns here.
He's going to play one off the bottom here.
Kicker, so it's max or bust. Ooh,
He's gonna
nice.
play slightly dirty.
There we go.
There's
Come
one.
on.
What do you do on the left? You're going to have to build a
Long
dependency.
bar. There we
Let's
go.
get
Come
the
on.
line.
Nice
Yep.
RNG here. 860. Oh, this is going
he's
to be
gotta-
really, really tough at this point. Only got 18 lines left. He's going to have to go nearly almost entirely perfect. And even that, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, well.
Unless he sets up for 2 on kill screen, I don't think it's going to be enough.
He's got center well, though.
That's what I said, sets up on kill screen. Center well is the way to set up on kill screen. There you go, you got one. That burn might have cost it.
He's gone to tap.
Oh, he's playing it. He's still playing kill screen. He's not going to get it.
Wow, not getting it again.
I don't know. Nevertheless, though, clutching that max really close to the end. 2 maxes, 995 kicker. I think for sure Scotto's getting in. Yeah, great performance. Great call from Scotto here.
That'll stick him in 11th place. Look at that. 999, 999, 995.
Yeah, I don't know. 995 with 2 maxes, I think he's safe.
He's more than safe for sure. Where he's going to be in the bracket, he's going to be playing for the gold.
I project him to be somewhere around between 48 and maybe 55 as far as the seed goes.
Woo!
He'll probably be the 6 or 7 seed in his bracket.
Wow.
But either way, I'm almost positive he's in. Great performance from Scotto. Definitely great.
was a pleasure to talk to you throughout this session, Mr. Woods. I be looking forward to more from you. We'll be working the bronze bracket here next month or later this month.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
That'll be good fun. And good up chatting with everybody in chat. Come back to us at 2 a.m. UTC for Vince Clemente, and I believe Van Dweller will be doing the commentary for that session. And it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure too. Really enjoyed talking with you, Chris.
Take care, y'all.
All right. All right, that was awesome, guys. Hell yeah! All right, let's see if we got anybody we can raid. Oh, looks like Sharky's playing. Sharky's doing the ignition award ceremony in the mock claw. I think we should raid Sharky.
It's up to us to defy it.
I was just like, bro, what?
All right, thanks so much for coming in, guys. You guys are all the absolute best. Have a great night. Have a great night.